Hello. Welcome, everybody, to the live recording of Dungeons, Dice and Dudes podcast Remoris campaign. I mean, anybody feel free to chime in, like maybe woo, clap. I don't know.
Boo.
I was straight
Wow.
up dancing.
Well done. I guess.
Can we just stop with the fucking Austin Powers shit?
Just lay on the floor.
It's nobody watches it anymore. Nobody cares about Austin Powers anymore.
How dare you?
Awful.
Don't-
Awful,
Who
man.
is this guy?
Appalling behaviour.
Tim, don't do that because your camera just went completely green for a second
Oh,
when
it
you
did.
hit the desk.
They do that again? No, we're fine. It's just one time. It's all good.
I mean,
I
considering what
need
your
new
camera was doing earlier.
Yeah, maybe a £30 Orkey camera isn't right for streaming, right?
Quite possibly. Right, well, anyway, yeah, welcome everybody. This is going to be, is this episode 11?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Episode 11. We're hoping for a nice, smooth recording, though I'm not holding my breath. As always with these recordings, well, actually, first and foremost, just because he's kind of like right slap bang in the middle of your vision, we have a new gentleman with us. Say hello, Rob.
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
Now,
It's nice to be back.
he won't be there immediately, but he's pretty much going to be there within like the first, in theory, like 10 minutes. But with these guys, I don't know, they might see a rock and be like, "Oh wow, that's amazing."
Yeah. I mean, I'm fully anticipating them dragging their feet and being like, "Oh, what's this on the road?"
That's what we do, baby. That's
Yeah,
what we do.
I was about to be annoyed, but then I was like, nah, that's something we.
I mean, Tim, you
Yeah.
took a shit in the last session.
That's pretty standard Ulrich behaviour.
Exactly, but like it's
You
the
like
little things, you
shitting.
know. And as always with these sort of things, before we go into like announcements and stuff, please do let me know what the audio levels are like, if anything needs to be kind of tweaked. We'll try and do that as and when we can, but for the most part, I won't really be reading chat. But anyway, just in case you're ever bored and maybe you're curious as to when we're going live, or maybe you want to see pictures or anything really about us. Tim, where would they be able to find that sort of thing?
Well, I'm so glad you asked, because I've looked up double. Sorry, there's people. On Instagram, you can find us on Dungeons, Dice and Dudes, all one word. And on Twitter, you can find us under Dungeons_Dudes, where we're very active and we do stuff and we post things, and it's great. Yes.
Awesome, so smooth. But you know what? Sometimes you're not interested in watching or listening to someone play Dungeons and Dragons. Sometimes you want to know about the crunchy mechanics of Dungeons and Dragons. How would they be able to hear about that, Danilo?
I need to get you on as my producer. That's a better shtick than spiel than I can do. So yeah, I'm going to refrain from talking about in a time period, because I realize every episode I'm like, hey, listen to last Friday's, and then that was like a month ago by the time it comes out. So instead, just find Thinking Correctly on your podcast platform of choice to listen to a huge variety of discussions around D&D and the mechanics that make them tick, as they say. Good one coming out on I know I'm contradicting myself, but it's on the 5th of March, featuring an actual play podcast called No Small Roles, and all 5 of them. And it's a really good one, really good chat, and really interesting. All professional actors, so it was a really good experience. So really recommend listening to, at the very least, that one. And then the one that all the people that are on screen are in as well is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
And then finally, for our 2 content distributors, if they were to want to just listen to the podcast for the long drive to nowhere, because you can't really go anywhere at the moment, what would they be doing?
You would want to either get yourself onto Anchor FM and listen that way if you search for Dungeons, Dice and Dudes. However, if you're a regular functioning person of the human society, you're more likely going to listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Radio Public, and Copy RSS. Never heard of that one.
That is not a. Don't worry about that one, Simon.
yeah. It's just RSS feed.
Changing all the time.
Perfect. But hang on a second, though, because there's some people that prefer a visual treat for their eyes, but they can't always watch something live. George, what can they do about that?
Well,
So seamless.
what can they do? They can go to youtube.com and search Dungeons, Dice and Dudes and enjoy our podcast in post-record, if that makes any sense. But yes, Dungeons, Dice and Dudes on YouTube, the entire back catalogue, including episode 9, which is non-canon. You can go ahead and watch that.
The lost
Yeah,
episode.
content.
I really love we have a non-canon episode. It makes me
I've
feel
put it
like-
in the description. Some of the content in this episode may not be canon, just in case.
We'll leave it to
Yeah.
you to work out which of the content it is.
Oh, good.
But yeah, that's on YouTube.
Lovely stuff. See, look, like the first, I mean, we've been getting ready for like 40 minutes. So the first 40 minutes of us doing this is an absolute train wreck and a nightmare. First 15 minutes of us actually being live is seamless. And then the rest of it is who the fuck knows.
Who the fuck knows?
Cool. Right. Well, let's actually get into it. Let's do something. Let's play some D&Ds. And as always,
Hell yeah.
previously in the last session or sessions, I never know how to say this, the group had began their journey. Maestro, could you cue some music for me as I read through this brilliant summarization of the past?
What did
few
you say? You want music?
Yeah, just a little bit jazz, smooth jazz. There you go, hot stuff. Yes, the group had began the journey to Mon Ilum, making their way through the Gilded Forest, which was just outside of Oakdale. There, they encountered Styx, a lone goblin who called the forest his home and offered to guide the party the rest of the way, which is actually oddly nice for a goblin. Venturing through Madland Valley, the group stumbled into a couple of stone giants' home or territory and began fighting them, though with Owen almost immediately losing his life. Tickles me every time. After managing to slay them, Sabine did notice that a smaller one, seemingly upset, had began making its way further and deeper into the mountains themselves. Finally emerging on the other side, the group spent the day traveling across the plains towards Brightshade. However, needing to take a brief rest for the night, the group was visited by another collection of individuals calling themselves the Brotherhood of the Unbroken, led by a man named Ostenza. There was some tense conversation shared, a little bit of to and fro of ideologies, but ultimately peaceful, and yeah, nothing bad happened, although Ulrich came close to pushing it that way. And so they parted ways, and you were left to rest for the remainder of the night. And that is where we pick up bright and early in the morning. So yeah, guys, what you doing? Have we got something that's like less aggressive in the
Let me
music?
find out for you.
Sorry, I'm putting more pressure on Danilo to control music for me, just because I'm an idiot and I don't know how to. There you go.
This should do it.
That's a bit more chill. So yeah, with all of you fully rested, wake up bright and early in the morning. It's a relatively clear sky. It's not super hot or warm, but it's all right. It's a mediocre day.
Owen
Ask a
has.
question, actually.
Sorry, go on.
It's a very simple question. Is the sky blue in this world?
The sky is blue.
Good, carry on.
Owen's going to get up nice and early and fire up the grill and start making everyone a nice hearty breakfast.
Yeah, we have a
Laying
grill.
down a few rations onto a tiny little spit roast. Think Monster Hunter. And he's boiling a nice little pot of water to put on some beans, which will later turn into a nice cup of Java for everyone waking up. So he's going to call out to get everyone's attention. Wow, guys! Hey, everyone wake up! It's a beautiful blue sky today. I'm just making a little bit of breakfast for y'all.
Who the fuck is that? Sabine
Well,
just
you
rolls
got
over.
yourself some nice rations and some nice cold cuts. I just thought, hey, maybe have a bap or a sausage. You know, maybe have a little bit of beans on the side, just to help you get through the day. You can't explore on an empty stomach.
I don't think he was talking about the fucking food, mate. What's happened to your bloody voice?
No, we're not. The voice is not up for discussion. He's always spoken like,
Where's that
hey,
voice coming
big
from?
guy, I don't know what you're talking.
Just
Did I have a stroke or something?
No,
Like, what?
no, I got you, Ulrich. It's not the same voice.
just
But okay, I mean,
just quickly, Owen, do you have proficiency with cooking, and do you have some cooking utensils?
He's just got some beans smashed on a rock with a fire. Like, look at this in a different voice. It's all very throwing first thing in the morning.
I have a day's worth of rations, and that's about it. Hang on, no, wait. I made some food
Didn't we
at the
like?
end of last session.
We've got a campfire that
Pretty
can
sure
be lit.
we caught like a deer, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You killed a bull, or Ulrich killed a bull. Yeah.
So it's probably just like a makeshift.
Okay,
stick
okay.
over some fire.
I mean, if you
I got a little bit overzealous.
no, it's fine. You can attempt to cook a decent meal for everybody, but could you possibly just roll a d20 for me and add your wisdom modifier?
Man, we're getting the shit.
Okay. 15.
15. Okay. Yeah, you all awake to what at first glance seems like a relatively decent looking meal. It's not too bad. It's nothing gourmet, but for traveling on the road, this stranger sounding Owen has whipped you up a nice meal.
I'll go over and partake in it. He's there. You're serving it out, aren't you? Dishing it out. I wanna catch your ear for a moment.
Okay.
As I'm waiting for my rock smashed beans to say, in all of the excitement of last night, I don't recall if we managed to have that little open heart session I suggested with the rest of the gang. Can you did you fill them in on your delicate issues?
Whoa, not so loud. You don't know who's around at the moment. But, yeah, I don't know if you remember, but I let everyone in on my, secret.
Good. Thank you for the
You know,
breakfast.
before the very spooky guys turned up and kind of really harshed the vibe.
That they did. I want to leave this conversation as soon as possible and go and enjoy my breakfast on my own somewhere. Really thinking hard about the guys last night. Not in like a sexual way.
Did you say hard?
How hard?
I'm thinking deeply about the interactions we had.
No, stop, please.
All those words, still my dirty brain.
Yeah. goodness me.
Cool.
Well, I mean, aside from your weird voice, I will take you up on the offer of breakfast. So, thank you.
I don't know
Elaine.
what you have with my Eastern accent, but
Sorry, Charlie just said in the chat exactly what your voice is.
come on.
For the benefit of anyone listening,
Sorry to
Owen Wilson X Steve Buscemi is the vibe, right?
It's horrifying.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sabine would like to partake in whatever you've made for breakfast. She sits down with you.
You're very welcome.
Cool. So you'll have a bit of breakfast. No shits are had. And unless
Really? There is coffee.
oh, there you go.
But
but,
like good coffee shits. You know, when you have a real nice coffee, and like, yeah, let's go.
You know when you just like whiff a coffee and you just have to go like that?
Yep.
That's the Outback roast we're having.
unless there is anything in particular that any of you people would like to do, you can start making your final stretch towards Brightshade.
Hell yes, let us go. Ulrich has noshed down the food and is packed up, ready to go to Brightshade.
Lovely stuff. So you begin your day venturing. At this point, I'd say it's probably about like 8-ish in the morning, roughly. And you begin making your way towards Brightshade, which already from here you can see that there is like a change in the topography, that there seems to be like a thick forestation roughly where this town of Brightshade is supposed to be. So you continue heading there, and after about 3 hours or so, closing into like 4-hour mark, you start to enter the actual tree line itself. And as you are kind of passing through here, you do start to notice that there is a slight change. There appears to be like quite a thick canopy across the trees themselves, which is strange because although it is quite a bright day itself, as you kind of venture a little bit away from the actual edge of the forest line, the light kind of is diminished somewhat, minus a few kind of holes in the canopy where the light breaks through. As well as this, the air is a little bit warmer, a little bit thicker, a bit of moisture in the air, and the actual ground itself transitions from a more kind of solid packed dirt and is more of a softer, and at times, depending on where you step, a bit more of a sludge as you're making your way through this forest.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Sorry, that's Siri.
Do you have Irish Siri?
Absolutely, I do. Why? I mean, who wouldn't have Irish Siri?
I have South African Siri.
Oh,
I've got
She says
Australian.
wolf.
Madman.
Irish Siri sounds like Friday that Iron Man has.
I got Friday.
Hell yeah.
Are we having trouble walking through this sludge? Or are we okay?
Well, the point of entry that you've come in from, there is actually a kind of main path that is leading you through. It isn't necessarily like an actual road. It's more of just like a commonly traversed area, so that there isn't much vegetation that's growing in this area. But other than that, other than like the odd area where your foot kind of gets stuck a little bit and you just have to do a little bit of force to pull it out, for the most part it isn't too bad. It's just uncomfortable, especially for I think, Owen, you're the only one that's wearing armor, like proper like metal armor.
Yeah.
I used to have armor. It's really nice.
So I guess I'm at the back.
Yeah, for you, this is this is an uncomfortable journey, as wherever sweat can be, there's sweat.
Oh,
You know, this kind of reminds me of a hard day's work back on my brother's farm. God, we spend all day out there picking crops.
What kind of crop?
Wow, tough crowd. Oh, you know, we got the corn out there. We got some wheat.
Oh yeah, that's real nice. That's real
I'd
good.
love to take you sometime.
Would
If
I
we
be
ever head
welcome
back
there?
over to the Moonshay Isles, I don't know if you guys. Hey, I don't even know if you ever heard of it, and I'm inviting you back there.
We've heard of it.
Yeah, we
20,
have
yeah.
heard of it. Like, you know, there's been quite a few people in our lives who have been from there. You know,
I feel like
keep
everyone has
dying.
spoken about it so highly. Like when I get there, it's gonna be a real disappointment now. Like everyone says it's really nice. You know, when something's really built up in your mind, and then, yeah,
It's gonna be an anticlimax,
no.
isn't it?
yeah.
I don't want to be responsible for your guys' disappointment, but it's just a magical place.
God.
Cool.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I was just trying to break the silence. You know, we're trudging around back here.
Anyone know any jokes?
I want to distance myself from the group as much as possible. I want to walk on ahead as much as I can.
Yeah, you push forward a little bit, and you're kind of noticing that the clothes you're wearing, especially around the bottom, are kind of getting a little bit caked in dirt and mud, and there's a few insects around. And as you kind of like take in your surroundings as much as you can with the jokes taking place behind you, it is a very thick and dense forested area, and as you kind of like look around, you can see that there are like little bits of movement here and there, and kind of in your own mind, you're like, it's probably not a good idea to stray from any kind of paths that there may be. But nevertheless, you all keep powering on, and after about an hour or so of just traversing these woods, with the path only shifting ever so slightly to a bit more of a curve and then back into a more central line, you do eventually start seeing a bit more of a clearing. And as you do, you kind of enter into almost like a broken off part of the forest line, and it enters into this more kind of flat landscape where you can see a whole series of like various buildings. Most of them, from your kind of standpoint, look like they're just kind of wooden shacks. Anything that's like quite close to you anyway. Very simple in design, nothing extravagant. But it certainly seems to be a kind of like separated from the actual forest itself. But dead ahead of you, you've just got this main path that leads into a bit more of like a denser area of buildings, and it's mainly just pretty, for lack of a better term, shit shacks on the left and right of you.
Are they still in the like the sludge as well?
Yeah, so most of these buildings are kind of built on the dirt, and you can imagine that inside of them it's probably not very pleasant. And as you kind of scan the horizon...
That's not nice.
Shut up!
It's not nice. No, you're right, Siri. It doesn't sound nice.
Fucking yeet my watch. You can see that most of them around you and most of the topography is still fairly consistent with what you have been kind of trudging through. Though if you look further on, you can see that the consistency of it gets a little less solid and a bit more like walking through thick sludge.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not nice.
Sabine just turns to the group and is like, before we go into this place, do we know if they don't like, and then she just like, people like me and you, Quinn? Like, are we not really welcome. Oh, and Ulrich, actually Ulrich, you're not welcome anywhere. But are they, you know, as racist here as they have been everywhere else?
I mean, someone can make a history check if they want.
I'll do. Oh, plus 10.
There you
Do
go.
your thing.
Ulrich would like to do that as well.
24.
24. Let's see what he rolls.
Minus 30.
9, actually. Also, I just spilled pasta all over my jeans.
Ulrich, as a barbarian and an orc, just a question for you: do you wear shoes?
No, actually, I never worn shoes.
The sensation of feeling warm, thick mud between your toes somehow distracts you from what everybody's talking about. You, Quinn, although not being native to this continent, you have spent some time traveling around it, even before you connected with the group, and on the kind of more eastern coast, things are a little bit more, as long as you're not an asshole, people don't really care about you sort of vibe. And given the so far backwater town impression that you've got of this place, they probably wouldn't care either, if not more so than most places.
Okay, I say to Sabine, very wise question, Sabine. However, I think this far out in the sticks, the doldrums, we should be okay.
And you know, like, what about the Lancer presence? I mean, should we still try and keep a low profile, all things considered?
Oh, I think that's always a good idea.
Yeah.
Should I put a bag over my head as well? Is that?
No, we tried that once, and the experiment failed, and we can put that in the books, and
That's true. That didn't work for it. Oh yeah.
we don't need to
Bad,
test
actually.
that theory again. No.
Being pops a hood up.
Based
That'll
on
do.
your role as well, Quinn, Brightshade doesn't really have too much of an affiliation with Luxem, but more so with Monilum, with kind of a few trade routes, given that it's the closest major city to it. So Lancer presence, not so much, but you don't really know how much of a presence that Monilum itself has here. It's a bit more of an unknown entity.
Okay, yeah. So I just say, yes, usual indiscretion, or discretion, should I say, advised. Otherwise, we will we'll deal with the cards as they fall. Collar up, hat down.
Yeah.
So you continue making your way down, and as you kind of pass this initial row of ramshackle houses, it does split open and kind of fans out into various roads that split through more buildings. But as you kind of progress deeper into the town, you notice that they start to just be various slats of wood that come over the actual mud itself, and the ground almost starts to kind of give way as it gets closer to the coastline, and it becomes almost like this marsh-like city that's just kind of built on stilts above it, just because otherwise there's all sorts of rotted wood and all those sort of issues that come with sodden ground.
Are we
Yes.
like talking swampy Venice? Is that what kind of vibe?
Probably more Florida man sort of vibes. Like the
bayou.
yeah, very much that.
Is there any alligators that Sabine can wrestle? Because
Make a perception check.
I'll do a perception check for that. Yeah, why not? Oh, fell off. That is a grand total of 18.
18. You do not see any alligators nearby,
Damn it.
but you do see just kind of off to your right hand side, and a small road that kind of goes down. there appears to be a small collection of people, like a gathering of some sort, and a bit of commotion coming from it.
Well, I mean, I can't see any alligators, but there is something going on down there. Shall we take a look? Something interesting, and then we'll find rooms or whatever.
I suppose if it's important enough to attract the attention of the local population, we'd be unlikely to find rooms while they're all preoccupied with this anyway. So yes, let
See
us
what they're
go
all
and
about here
see.
as well.
Yes.
We might learn about them a bit.
Why?
Maybe I can fight some people. That'd be fun.
Could we make a promise before we go into this town and go any deeper that we're not going to burn it like we have everywhere else we've been? That's possible in advance.
I have not burnt anything.
Whoa, what have you guys been up to?
This guy. Spitz just points a guy.
All allegations and hearsay, nothing that you need to be concerned about.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, you guys are kind of like got a chill kind of vibe going on. I just thought you guys kind of joke around, not burn anywhere to the ground. My God.
Oh, no, that's a phrase. I'm sorry. We haven't actually burnt anywhere to the ground. We just outstay our welcome quite a lot.
It's kind of like we raise the roof, we burn it to the ground, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we've not actually burned.
So you're
places.
party guys.
I mean, look at me.
Yeah, you look like you could sink a couple of flagons, or maybe even a third.
Obviously, like easy.
Anyway,
Sabine's gonna start walking over to the commotion.
Fucking hell, I can't. You start to progress, as this is one of these 4 main roads that split down and go further to the coastline of the city. And outside what looks like some sort of tavern kind of area, for lack of a better term, on top of there's a bit of a crowd of probably about 10 to 15 people, most of them questionable as to how well they look after themselves, but as you kind of approach the back of this crowd, Rob, would you like to explain what they see?
Absolutely. Yeah. You see this 6'7", flowing kind of blonde locks down to his shoulders, gleaming chainmail armor with this kind of bright blue tabard with this kind of sigil emblazoned in the middle of it, holding a halberd that's got the head of a green hag impaled on the top, and he's holding it up, proclaiming, "The child-eating fiend has been killed. You, ladies and gentlemen, your cups will overflow with wine. Your champion has returned. Rejoice. Rejoice."
And there's a few
Please.
murmurs every now, kind of spread throughout of like, "Oh yeah, well done, mate. Done bits
You no
there."
longer need be in fear of the wildlife going crazy, killing your children, your grain, your crops. Crops in this dung heap of a town. Never mind. Now, rejoice. The fiend has been killed. This hag is no more.
How do we know that's not just an old woman?
Well, take a look. And he thrusts the the impaled head into the crowd so he can get a better look.
And this kind of emaciated gentleman, kind of scraggly ginger hair, gets a little bit closer, kind of eyeballs it, squints really tight. Yeah, I've killed eggs before. That certainly looks like one. Well done, mate. You've done well there.
You must be a true warrior yourself. Well done. Glory to Cord.
Yeah.
Yes.
Glory to Korg. He's a nice guy.
Cord. So,
Anyway, I've got
the Stormlord. Yes.
yeah. I'm gonna be the Lord of Drinking Town. See you later, boys.
Lord of
the crowd starts to kind of dissipate somewhat.
You see this guy looks a little bit deflated that they weren't quite as impressed as he wanted them to be.
Yeah. So you guys, as the crowd starts to dissipate, you get a clearer view of him, and he looks like a fairly impressive gentleman. Yeah.
Owen's gonna go over to kind of, because he was enthralled by what he's just seen and very impressed. So yeah, he goes over to offer his congratulations.
So much for a low profile.
Wow, I gotta say, that's a really interesting you got there. Was she kind of terrorizing the town and you just kind of came along? Because you're like this really big dude, and this hulking hero like yourself. I used to be, never mind, but you go out there and kill this witch by yourself?
Indeed, sir. Yes, I saw a need within the village. It is my duty as a champion of Cord to dole out justice, and I had nothing else to do, I suppose.
Cord.
Yeah, I mean,
what is that? I never heard of that.
You've never heard of the Stormlord? Yeah, the
I've
champion
been in a
of
few
warriors.
storms.
Then it's by his grace that you survived. Never heard of God. Your friends, greetings. You look like a capable lot.
Hello.
Hello.
My
I
name
am-
is Ulrich. Nice to see you. I see that you are quite tall. I appreciate that.
Certainly. I know. I'm grasping for one of those kind of forearm handshakes.
Oh yeah.
Ulysses Armstrong. A pleasure to meet you.
Well, this is quite a good handshake. I haven't done one of these in a while. Oh yeah. Me and you could be friends if you don't be an asshole. And he just walks off. Leave it to him.
Sabine just beelines you.
Quinn, come over. You gotta meet this guy.
Sabine just wanders over and goes, "Yeah, Sabine. Question: did they pay you well to do this? Because is the money good?"
I'm yet to be paid. I did this as it was my duty as a champion, as an example to those who need it. This town is not the brightest spot on the map, you may say. I'm here to shed some light.
You would also be aware, though, that there was a 250 gold bounty for it posted by the law master of the town.
Not been paid yet. I'm relishing the glory of the kill. These folks need some entertainment. They need something to rally behind. I figured this'll do.
Wait, you don't get paid up front.
Well, no, you bring the head of the beast you've slain to the lawmaster, and
Well, what's the point if you don't at least get a little advance or something to incentivize you to do a good job and stuff like that? Like, what's the point?
well, I'm a man of honor. I do a good job as a reflection of my character.
A man of honor.
Whilst he's thinking, Sabine just wants to start poking the hag's head, just like.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. It's
Really disgusting. It's been a day or so as well, so it's slightly stinky.
yeah, and with the humid temperature here, it's got a smell.
I want to come over and just kind of almost half-heartedly wave to Ulysses. Hello, yes. And I want to investigate the hag's head as well to make sure that it's real and not like the person said. Basically, I want to check this guy's not a charlatan. Essentially.
Yeah, sure. I mean, unless he pulls it away, you can make an investigation check, or if you're not happy for this random person.
I'm quite happy for him to take a look.
Cool. Yeah, make an investigation check.
Okay. That's a natural 20, 26 in total.
Damn.
Oh, she already done had hers.
Yeah, I mean, it's as it's just the head, the cut of the head itself, it's a little bit of a hack job. It's not the cleanest of kills, but what you know, or in your kind of limited experience with hags, this seems to be a fairly small head, and whilst it's still a decent fight, it's not the most braggadocious experiences.
Okay, but
it is real.
Right? Yeah, it's an actual hag's head.
Yeah,
like the person suggested, an old lady's head. Okay, so I'm like prodding it and poking it. Got a little magnifying glass out. I like take a piece of the hair off. And...
Are you satisfied, friend, with the quality of the specimen?
Yes. No, I can see why your honor would depend on felling such a indomitable beast.
I mean, not to deceive anyone. This town was in trouble. I sought to help. There's no more to it than... Though I didn't find the child. But that's fine. That wasn't... Well, yes, that's why they were hunting the hag, is a kid went missing.
Was it like a
there was
small
no
kid,
kid...
a big kid, or a medium-sized kid?
I imagine a small child, but there was no child there. I imagine the hag probably ate him.
Yeah, they're quite tasty. I mean, I hear hags do that. Yeah.
They do tend to do that, yes.
Yes. But the hag's dead, and I get the glory and the money. So.
One more question from me. Sorry, sir, Mr. Armstrong, whatever your name is. Did you cut its head off whilst it was alive or after? Because
Well, cutting its head off is what killed it.
So you did it as you finished it off.
Yes. Yeah. I broke a leg first.
Nice.
What, your own leg?
No, my legs are quite fine. I'm sure you can see.
I was gonna say that's quite impressive, walking on a broken
Yeah,
leg.
look at the size of this guy's quads.
There's a little turn and flex. Oh, this.
I speak to Quinn and Owain. Not Quinn, that's me. Ulrich and Owain and say, yes, if the fan club could just keep it to yourselves for just one
I'm
moment.
just saying, if someone does something impressive, you gotta give him some props.
I just admire someone who's not like a
What is your name?
5'2" little person. That's what I'm saying. It's nice to have someone big around again, so we can have arm wrestles, slap each other's asses, have a great time.
I walk up to Owain and I'm like, what is your name, friend?
Oh, how rude of me. I completely forgot. It's Owain.
And I'll give him another one of these handshakes and say, you understand the quality of glory, of cementing yourself in the annals of history. We will get
You know what? I do. Yeah, I'm trying to work on my own legacy myself. You got any tips?
No. I dare say you will falter in my shadow. But nevertheless, keep trying, keep at it.
Yeah, more of like a watch but not tell. I pick it up.
So, yes, but do tell. Tell far and wide. The awesome strength of Cord and myself. Please.
Yeah, maybe we get a little tete-a-tete going. I tell about Ulysses, and you can kind of tell about me to all your friends.
If I see something worth telling, absolutely, yes.
Oh.
You may be waiting quite some time. Now,
hang on. I just got one quick question, so I need to clarify in my head. Ulysses.
Correct, sir. Yes.
What does Yul see? Like, is it like a
thing
that you look is like a? You know what I mean? You're not trying to say?
No. I'm sorry. I don't follow. My name is Ulysses.
Ulysses. It'll get in there. Just give it a few minutes.
Ulysses Ulrich. You understand?
Ulrich, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not thick. Well, no, I am thick. But I understand names and stuff. It just I wanted to clarify I wanted to get his meaning in my head.
Meaning? Why do you need meaning in a name? A name is a name in and of itself is enough, surely. You know.
Well,
Remember
it just
it.
sounded a bit funny, so I wanted to clarify that I was saying it right.
Funny. Right.
Just to clarify, Ulysses, it is very peculiar to see a full-blooded orc just moseying around with other people, moseying into a town, and it's an odd thing to see. And for the rest of you, Ulysses is fucking stacked. Like, it's got some big, thick quads. You can see that both the tricep and the bicep are quite firm, despite having like quite heavy chainmail or heavy armor on, and kind of big traps as well. Like, this guy's been lifting.
So I was going to ask, what race does he appear to be?
Human.
Yeah.
Human. Okay, and armor-wise, are you wearing like plate and stuff?
It's a kind of chainmail with like a blue tabard over the top and this like kind of deep blue cloak over the back.
Okay, thank you. With a halberd, yeah?
Halberd in the hand and a great axe on his back.
Awesome, sick.
Ulysses, what's this town like for hospitality? Is there any nice places to stay? We do need to rest up at some point.
Nice? No. There are beds. There is I imagine there's a tavern.
Yeah. So in the time that you've been here, you haven't really kind of explored too much because you haven't really had a need to. But pretty much as you already said, most places are not that great. This is very much a kind of like a hovel of a town. The only place that's been okay in your experience is Bolden's Bog. It's alright. It has rooms. They're elevated, so they're far away from the dirt and the grime, so that's something.
Yes, if you seek accommodation, Bolden's Bog is likely your best bet. Decent rooms, decent food. Not much more than decent, though.
Do they serve any rosé wine? I'm just asking for myself and my friend Quinn.
I have not asked. Strictly an ale and mead man myself.
You haven't lived
it
with
says
a
that and just gives you like a nod of appreciation.
Yes.
Sabine just sidelines Quinn like, are you hearing this shit? Like,
Yes, I suppose we'll have to find out ourselves.
I'm sure they'd be more than happy to accommodate with what they have. These are simple but good folks.
That's exactly what I'm worried about, yes.
Interesting.
I'm getting like flashbacks when we went to that like mining hole and you and Quinn like spent ages trying to find a nice place to stay. Like half the
So we have been traveling for some time, and you have obviously been through the wars. I can see that.
Certainly, yes, more than you know.
I can see that you put up a little bit of a fight. So perhaps why don't we retire to the bog? My eyes roll through my head, and perhaps Sabine, we can find out what they have on offer.
yeah, that sounds good. And I'm guessing, Ulysses, you're gonna be having some drinks to celebrate your victory.
Certainly. I need to make a quick stop to the Lawmaster to cash in, but after that, I am certainly ready to celebrate.
Right, drinks on you then, yeah?
Well, we just met. Perhaps drink are on you.
I haven't got any money. I've just been in prison, so like it's a bit tricky having money and stuff like
He's
I turn to the
you're
rest of the group, and I'm just like,
Sabine just slaps Ulrich on the back. It's like, he's so funny.
that. Did I say prison? What I meant was an asylum. Is that better?
Interesting.
Aye.
I'm sure you have many stories to tell. Let's away to the town, shall we?
What?
So you start making your way again deeper into the town, closer towards the the kind of the actual coastline itself, taking a quick detour off to the right and on the most right hand side of the town. I can't remember where that is in directions. I think eastern, southern, from where you came in anyway. And you stop off at again, not to blow you away in terms of its design. Pretty standard wooden shack. It's a little bit elevated as the kind of mud here is getting consistently kind of thicker and more of a sludgy mess. But kind of a two-story, very simple design on the front, a little bit of an overhang, providing a bit of shade to a woman sat in a chair, kind of rocking back and forth slowly in front of the establishment itself. Hair tied up in a tight bun. And she's just got like a crossbow on her lap, and like a cap kind of pulled down, a little rimmed hat pulled down, and just seems to be like just chilling.
Is this obviously the bog?
Well, Ulysses, you would know that this is the actual like law masters, like essentially like prison jail pseudo thing. This is where most of the guards stay and then head off and like do the rounds throughout the city, and most of the posts are done here as well.
So I'll approach
and she opens just one eye, kind of stretches out. Oh, that was a good stretch actually. And kind of gets up, tosses the crossbow onto her shoulder, and she's like, well, it's nice to see that you're back.
Yes, it was quite the journey, but successful one.
Yeah.
Check it out, and then I'll kind of hold forward it's still on the end of the halberd, but I'll just hold it forward.
She just kind of places places the crossbow down, and just bare hands just kind of lifts the head off. Oh. Wow, you are one ugly bitch,
isn't she?
Oh, well,
put up a hell of a fight, that one.
I mean, hey, I bet she did. Well, thank you for that. At least the little shits around here don't have to worry about getting picked off, I suppose. That's something. Anyway,
was there any truth to that the kid was missing for how long? I didn't find him.
He's been missing for a while. There's a few of the kids around here that are just, street rats for the most part, but I kind of have a soft spot for them. So, and obviously if a bunch of kids start going missing, I mean, that doesn't do well for morale.
It's bad for all of us, right?
Exactly.
Can't be having that.
Yeah. So if you follow me in, I can finish off the writ for this, sign that off, and get you paid. And she kind of like wraps the hair up into one hand, tosses it over her shoulder, and just picks her crossbow up and makes her way inside through a pair of double like swinging doors, very saloon type.
I'll be just a moment, fellas, ladies. Just a moment, and I'll show you to the bog.
I'm going to accompany you.
Oh, by all means, please. Certainly.
Yes, Sabine wants to as well.
Cool.
So, I head in.
I'm gonna chill outside.
So you make your way inside, and it's a fairly simple setup. There is, on the left-hand side, there appears to be like a desk with various bits of paper strewn across it, writing implements, a few like quivers as well. On the right-hand side, just appears to be just a door. Seems to be like maybe it's possibly leads into like some sort of like storage cupboard. And then directly ahead of you, on the far end, is a set of stairs that leads up. And then continuing on the right-hand side is a series of cells that kind of curve into the stairs themselves. And she just kind of dumps the head to the left-hand side of the desk. She, right, whew, pungent. So it was. Let me have a look. She kind of rustles through some papers. Here we are. Ulysses Armstrong. One hag head delivered as well. Very nice. I like that. That is going to be 200 gold. And she kind of pulls open like a drawer, and you hear like something open up.
I believe it was 250.
Yeah, so the 50 is for the head as well.
The head as well? This I've delivered the head.
Yeah, so 200 for killing it, an extra 50 for the head.
For bringing the head. Wonderful.
There
Excellent.
you are. It's okay. Okay, right, and she starts like tipping some money out of like a box and kind of starts sifting through it. And there seems to be... well, make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Nice.
God damn.
Lord, you like
Probably in the region of about 1,000 gold, like just kind of quickly scanning over it. There's a few pieces of platinum in there as well. And then in the actual drawer that she's kind of pulled out, there also appears to be a dagger of some sort. Looks pretty well designed, kind of like a golden kind of like calligraphy running across the handle as well. But she finishes sorting out your money, closes the box back up, tucks it away, locks it, puts that the drawer back in, and kind of starts to sweep it into like a sack for you. All right, there you go, Armstrong. Always
Much
a pleasure
obliged.
doing business with you. If you you got more time to kill, there's always a couple more posts that I've need to get done. Some of the guys around here, they're kind of useless. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I've certainly gotten that impression myself.
Yeah.
Perhaps. For now, I have some new acquaintances to entertain. But I may come and see you again shortly about these other jobs that need doing.
Absolutely. Well, to your friends, welcome to Brightshade. Do anything, I'll shoot you in the head.
She's not joking. I've seen it happen.
Question. I saw your really nice crossbow there. I actually own one myself, but I'm completely out of bolts. Where would be the best place to purchase some more ammunition?
That's fine. I mean, it's cute what you've got. Your best place would be the Huntsman's Lodge. They've got all sorts of things. People like to go out hunting for, gator skins, fishing elements, all that sort of shit. So that'll be your best play. Probably.
Does anybody locally here wrestle any gators? Out of curiosity, just asking.
Only the dead ones.
Okay, worth knowing. Thank you for that information. I'll
Not a worry.
mind.
So you exit the establishment.
I'd like to remain inside. I just say, I will. I'll follow you guys in a moment.
Cool. So you, as everybody else kind of starts exiting, you are left standing in here as the lawmaster, which nobody actually asked. But I mean, Ulysses, you'll know, but yeah, you don't know her name. Seems to be finishing off some sort of like documentation for the bounty.
I say good day. Thank you for welcoming us to your town. I will have to make this quick. I don't wish to be rude. A couple of my traveling companions are running a little bit low on their luck, shall we say. So these posts you just mentioned are rather interesting. So if you wouldn't mind filling me in on the details of maybe if you have a pamphlet or two I could take, that would be ideal.
Yeah, sure. I've got copies of them, and goes into like another drawer, pulls that out. Yeah, these are the last two active ones that we've actually got paid for. There is an outpost that we've lost contact with for the past few days, and in these woods and the biomes, not normally a good sign. And we've had a few trade carts that have been getting hit in the more northern area of the woods, which is slowing down supplies. So if someone could look into that, that would be awesome. But,
Thank you very much. I'll take this information and I will liaise with the rest of my party and she'll let you know if
Yep.
you choose to take any on.
Yeah, if you do, just come back to me. Let me know. I'll get you written up. I'll take your, I guess if you're all together, I'll take your group's name down just for legality. And
Shit,
yeah,
Is that you forcing us to come up with a name finally?
I don't know what you're talking about.
In fact, you can just write that down now. It's Quinn's Gang. Quinn and then gang, as you'd imagine. Yes.
And you're a Quinn.
That would be correct, yes.
Wow, it's very egotistical of you. I'm surprised that they're willing
It
to
was
go
actually
along
a
with that.
democracy. They voted for it, but they're very modest. They don't like to mention it that often.
This is democracy.
Fair enough. Well, I'm Shay. If you need anything else, obviously come back and see me. And once again, do anything wrong, I'll fucking shoot you in the head.
I would not ever think about it. Thank you, Shay.
Awesome. That's what I
Good
like to
day,
hear.
milady.
You have a good day. So as you exit, the rest of the party are all kind of stood around, just waiting for you.
Yeah, actually, shit, I was kind of half expecting them to leave and then ask her how to get to the place, so I'm happy to catch up later and they can get there before me.
Yeah. So it takes you a little bit of time to mosey through the rest of the town, and as you again progress closer to the coast, you start to see that there are more kind of just wooden gangways that lead the passer through the various buildings, and the ground starts to dip away and becomes more watery, and like reeds and that sort of thing kind of coast through it. And it doesn't take you too long until you reach Bolden's Bog, which, my god, it's a shithole. It's a very kind of slapdash sign, which is almost pretty much like 3 planks of wood kind of nailed together, and just has Bolden's Bog written in like some sort of paint and just a brush effect. Nothing, there's no like pride taken in it. It's very much, it serves its purpose, that sort of thing.
This looks like a place I could get along in. Wait, no, that's not the phrase I meant. And he just spends a little while like,
It's a humble tavern. As I said, simple folk here, good folk, hard-working folk. Nothing fancy, but it'll certainly suit your needs in terms of a place to stay. Shall we? I'll head in.
That sounds good.
And you head in. As you do, same sort of thing. The 2 swinging doors, though one is like cocked at an angle. It's a bit hard to open because it kind of knocks on the other one. But you eventually make your way in, and it is super basic. There is a bar on the left-hand side that stretches for enough space for about 4 stools. There are 3 tables in this kind of corner area, which seems to be the main seating area. There is a stage, though it is vacant right now. And then there is a set of stairs directly opposite that seem to lead up onto the second story.
Wow, what
introduce
a quirky little dig.
Yeah.
I'll head
Quirky.
straight up to the bar and just say, an ale, please.
Right, you are. I'll get that right to you. Don't you worry about that, Mister. It was Armstrong, wasn't it?
That's correct. Yes. Did you hear the good news?
I don't hear a lot of things.
Oh, well, allow me to be the first to tell you. The hag that's been devouring your children is dead. I did it. It's great.
Oh well, man, you some sort of hero, aren't you?
Hey,
well-
you said it. You said it, not me.
I sure did. I tell you what, I'll give you 1 ale on the house. Just consider it a thanks for your duty.
Glory to God. Thank you.
Glory to Cord. He's a good man.
Okay.
And he steps away and starts pouring you an ale. And as soon as you do, you hear like it's it's kind of gross because a lot of it is just like spluttering out. It's you're not sure how much of the ale you're gonna actually want to drink, and kind of taking in the environment. There's a lot of kind of rotten, like mildew wood slats everywhere. The smell of just like mold persists throughout. But hey, it's a place to stay.
This town has to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he
I'm
comes
aware of
back.
that. I would have been here a couple of times over the few weeks that I've been here.
Yeah, your nose has kind of gotten used to the smell at this point now. Yeah. But he comes back, hands you your drink. So you gonna be like staying here a little bit longer? What's the plan? You can't be paying night to night, you know.
Yeah. Well, I may have an opportunity here. These folks just turned in. They look like they're an adventuring sort. And,
Oh, yeah. It kind of like casts his eyes across the group, and of course gets the aura like, oh.
No, he's.
I don't want any trouble. I mean, a lot of the wood in here just it'd die if it gets hit. Please, I just don't want any. What you selling? I'm not buying.
He just looks the barkeep dead in the eyes like, I'll have an ale as well, please, if you'd be so kind.
You know what? That's absolutely fine. I'd love to get you an ale. Anybody else?
I have a question. Do you serve any wines, specifically rosé? Just asking.
Wine?
Yeah, maybe a rosé, just...
I mean, you kind of had to walk through town to get to here. So that in of itself should have been an indication as to whether or not we'd have wine. You got ale. You got ale.
I just didn't want to assume, I thought maybe you had anything.
I could make you some orange juice.
No, I'll have an ale.
I
Thank
wouldn't
you.
have the orange juice.
I'll squeeze it by hand. It's fine.
Yeah, it's quite delicious.
I'll have an ale. I think my friend who's joining us shortly will have one as well. He's just catching us up. So yeah, 2 ales.
It's the cleanest thing you can drink in this town.
Whew, that's asking a lot. Anything else? How about you, Slim Jim? Talking to Owen.
Yeah, I was just thinking of having an ale.
Whoa, is that your voice? God damn.
Why does everyone keep saying that? You never met anyone from the Moonshade Isles before.
Actually, we've met several people from the Moonshade Isle.
They don't sound like you. I don't think it's a regional accent.
We are all Moonshade natives, actually, and
would I have ever heard of the Moonshade Isles?
Make I think history would be the best one for this. Yeah, history.
Probably not. No. It's an 8 total.
8 doesn't really ring a bell, but being that you're from the far north, anything kind of part like this far south is a bit more like kind of out of your wheelhouse in terms of knowledge. Your region kind of keeps itself to itself for the most part. So.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I'll just kind of give a slightly quizzical look and be like, okay.
Oh, don't worry, Ulysses. I can fill you in all about it if you want me to.
I'm sure in all in good time. Owen. Yeah, it sounds fascinating. Yes.
So y'all looking for a room too?
Yeah.
I would like a warm place to crap, please, if you got one of those.
Oh, I got plenty of warm places for you to crap. Don't worry about that.
Could you give me another ale and direct me in the area of the crapper?
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, who's paying for these drinks?
Oh, here you go.
Oh, I'll have.
Oh, well, if you're paying, then yeah, please.
Hey, you guys have been so accommodating to me. And this Ulysses guy deserves it for everything he's gone through. You know, it'd be my pleasure to pay for this round. And he puts silver?
It is.
He puts down 1 silver and then kind of tries to gauge the look of the bartender.
Just kind of like cocks an eyebrow.
Another silver?
Better. Thank you. And you gotta pay for the rooms as well. You just stay one night. What are we doing? Long board, short board?
Probably
Hey
just
guys,
one night at a
this
time.
friendly guy over here is wondering if we got time to spend more than one night here.
Oh man, you're a real nice guy.
I think it'll probably be one night.
Hey, let's just call it one night. You know, maybe 6. We'll see how we're feeling by the end of it.
You do
I'll
an
tell you-
all-inclusive package as well, 'cause-
I tell you what.
Included.
I tell you what. I just take payment for the first night, and then let's just play it by ear. You know. Anything
let's
could
keep it free and
happen.
easy. I like that.
There you
Free
go.
and easy.
How much did you want for that there room?
For each of you, that'd be a silver piece each. So that's well, I mean, there's only 3 of you, so 3 silver pieces.
Oh, Sabine chucks in a second one for
3.
Quinn. Oh,
Oh right, you got an extra person with you. He's just not here.
just
Exploring the
catching up.
town.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
nice,
yeah, we
nice.
got this great friend coming up. I'm sure you're gonna love him. You know, he's a little bit snooty or whatever, but you can really open him up and get along with him.
Hey man, I don't want to know about what you do in your private time, okay? You want to open up
Opening
another
him
fella?
up.
That's fine. Just don't be bragging about it. Anyway.
Whoa, no, I didn't mean it to buy. And he just kind of puts the money down and walks off.
He collects the coins. Well, I mean, feel free to just grab a seat on one of them tables. Careful, because the third one closest to the stage, that one's a little bit wobbly. On account of we haven't found a rat to stick under one of the legs yet. I'm gonna get one. And entertainment starts at 8, so you know, watch out for that.
What
Who's
is the
performing tonight?
entertainment?
Oh, I mean, tonight we've got the like jug blower. You might have seen him over on the 4th Street over. He's that homeless guy. Oh, he's got a skill. He's got a skill.
He can really carry a tune, you know.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, the shitter. Follow me, Mr. Big Green Man. And he leads
thank
you
you.
back outside to the left, and just connected is like a small little outhouse. But again, like, the door is crooked. There's missing panels of wood. It's not very private, but hey, it's a place to shit.
Thank you very much. This means so much to me.
That's all right. Don't you worry. We kind of just let most of it sit in there. So be careful if it, tickles you a little bit.
That's no problem. I'm used to things tickling my ass. I mean,
Man, you guys, like, look, if you're gonna have like an orgy up there, just maybe a little bit of heads up so I can just, step outside for a little bit. Anyway, have a good shit, my dude. See you
Thanks.
later.
and on that note, I will actually go to the toilet. So.
Oh, there you go. The RP is so good.
Art imitates life. Am I right?
Okay. And as you sit down, table wobbles quite a bit. The seats kind of, even though the floor in here is like wooden planks, it does kind of sink a little, which is not very promising since there isn't actually anything directly underneath. So it does fill you with, confidence. But hey. And after a few minutes or so, Quinn eventually shows up.
I am prestidigitating myself clean as I come through the door, getting the swill of this place off of my boots. I want to catch Sabine's eye and hopefully be like...
She just shakes her head, and she just holds up. She's got in one hand her tankard, and then she just holds up one for you, like
head in hands.
yeah.
approach the table and say, God, did you catch that god-awful hornblower homeless man? I will scratch my ears out to listen to a single moment of him.
Sabine's just like,
Oh, come on now. That's some harsh criticism for a man that's doing you a free service. And, I mean, he's missing like a couple of fingers, too, so I don't know how he keeps that thing a hold.
I'm personally really looking forward to heckling him. I really am.
We must take joys in the small moments, I suppose.
Fascinating. The joy and the misery of others. It sounds like a novel concept.
You're gonna
truly...
fit right in, Ulysses. You're gonna love it.
So, tell me, it's not often we see individuals of your caliber coming this way. What are you doing here?
We have we found ourselves sharing a path of a number of different decisions have brought our fate intertwined, to use parlance that you might be familiar with.
Certainly, yes.
And we're kind of all looking after in some way Ulrich. You might have already got a vibe, but you know.
Yeah, I can certainly see him being a useful ally, and yet one that would require a certain amount of preservation.
It's at this moment that every now and again you can swear that you can hear someone straining. It's very off-putting.
Screaming, I didn't have any corn.
Here he comes.
Sabine looks to Ulysses and goes, and how did you get these ways? I mean, looking at your armaments, how you hold yourself, you
Certainly.
don't strike me as someone who's a local.
I'm not. No, I'm from further north. No, I find myself this way, seeking glory, adventure. This, as I said earlier, this town needed help, and I'm here to provide it. It seemed preferable to the other options further north, and my prior party and I parted ways. So I find myself here looking for direction. Again, the only thing I seek is a challenge. It's something to continue to push myself and represent myself as a champion of Cord.
When you say Cord, I want to lean forward a little bit and be like, "Oh, Cord! We have Owain over here as a fan of the Seldarine pantheon. Perhaps you two could maybe discuss the pros and cons." As I pull the pin.
Yeah.
There are no cons when it comes to the Stormlord. It is not there's what he is, the bringer of storms, the champion of the mighty and the just. There's little more to it than that.
Yeah, and the Three Sisters and the Pantheon, we're just all about, kind of being having a peaceful life. There's
Peace.
a little bit of healing.
Peace for peace.
Well, yeah, that's, you kind of struck a chord in me because I'm kind of on like a pilgrimage myself.
Pun intended. There's no
Going fishing,
peace to
boys.
be
We're
had.
going fishing.
The Cord represents strength and glory through battles won, and I mean no disrespect, but it sounds as though your gods, how can I put this delicately, lame.
No.
Sabine breathes
that's
into
where
a
you gotta
tankard
go
and
wrong.
just goes everywhere. It's like,
the Seldarine Pantheon, and if we're gonna get into a little bit of detail, Sayanine herself, oh my god, she's the most beautiful being I've ever seen. That's why I'm doing this 150-year legacy, I'm going to be killing all the critters that you can see that are causing harm on this realm, but on top of that, I'm healing everyone. And then when I die, she's going to have no choice but to marry me. That's right, I'll marry her. I just gotta prove myself like you're doing with your guy.
Well, the key difference is I'm not a simp.
Got him.
Well, we don't really have that word at the temple.
Well, you'll come to learn.
It's at this point that Ulrich enters back into the tavern, looking a little bit sheepish, and kind of just quite silently walks over to the bar and sits down.
Welcome back, friend.
Yes.
Perhaps we can pick this up later.
Nothing better than a good theological debate.
I look over at Quinn and just kind of give a look. And yeah, it's kind of like a knowing nod, like your trouble.
I have a shit-eating grin on my face.
Them little fishies, they were biting just then.
So I'll ask once again, where are you? You told me where you've been and that your fates are intertwined, but where are you headed? What brings you here?
Well, we're actually heading in this direction for Ulrich, I think. Ulrich, is that we're going?
Yeah, that's right. We're headed to Monilum.
Monilum?
Yeah, that's our destination. I'm gonna meet a master blacksmith and learn a few tricks to trade. I'm a blacksmith. If you'd afford it.
You certainly have the upper body strength to forge. Yes.
It's true. You didn't see it because prison and all that, but I had really nice
Asylum.
Was it asylum this time? Okay, I had some really nice armor that I'd made myself. You'd have fucking loved it, and a really good great axe. You'd have really fucking like that. It was called Peacemaker.
Anything like this?
It was my friend.
Pull mine out a bit.
Yeah, yours is very fancy. I admire it a lot. I lost mine. I'm quite sad about it.
It spoke to you as well, right? It was
yeah.
Our Docent steel right there. It's high quality.
Quality stuff. I mean, I'm very jealous right now. I've got a fucking short sword and he pulls it out and it's like a fucking toothpick. He's like, look at this shit.
I'm sure you're more than capable with it.
I mean, not really. I'm used to wielding huge fuck off things, and this is like a little toothpick. I don't know what I'm doing with it, so I need to find myself a big
speaking
weapon,
of which,
actually.
Ulrich, I spoke to the lawmaster. What was her name? I didn't catch it.
It was Shay.
And she said there's a hunting shop where we can buy ammunition. They might sell weapons that might interested you as well. So.
Oh yeah, I get myself a new axe. That would be good.
Yeah, just thought you ought to know.
Nice. Yeah, I'll be up for that.
But yeah, so that's where we're heading.
Yeah, that's our plan.
Wonderful.
Well, on that note, actually, Ulrich, you've already mentioned that due to your time in the asylum, that you have found yourselves wanting in the economic sense. So having spoken to the Lawmaster Shay, she does have a couple of other errands that might be wise to potentially undertake before we head to a larger town.
I mean, it's always good getting a few good deeds in when you're on a journey. I feel that's kind of our MO at this point, wouldn't you say?
Good deeds?
I mean, for money.
It's what adventuring parties do. Swords for hire, but it's for a good. You're solving a problem.
Well, usually what we do is piss off the entire town and have to escape into some underground sewers. But that's just us.
Where have you... Just fascinated. He's kind of like leaning on the table. Where have you come from? What messes have you left behind? This is.
You honestly don't want.
Well, recently I left a mess out in that outhouse, but that's
Perhaps, friend, it might be better for yourself not know the details should anything
Yeah.
be
It's
required
true.
of us.
Plausible deniability, am I right?
We
You
could
know?
tell you, but then we'd have to kill you, and that's no one wants that.
I'd
I
love
don't-
to see you try, but no. I appreciate your discretion. If it is better that I'm kept in the dark, then I will not pry any further.
As previously mentioned, there are some allegations of our actions in the other larger cities on this continent that don't bear repeating in.
I mean, they basically think that we're terrorists or some shit. I don't know. It's kind of all a big.
Sabine just literally does this on the table. Just
Again,
Well,
allegations and hearsay. Please don't think
It's all bullshit. It's just because I'm
Well-
big and green and they can't handle the fact that I've got a bigger cock than them. So they're just like, oh, this guy's obviously trying to blow up the whole city.
For what it's worth, I don't believe that hearsay is made it this far north. So
that's good to know. That's
for,
reassuring.
you know, I wouldn't put too much stock in that while you're here, particularly if you're heading to Monolum. That may be a more clandestine destination.
Aye, that was my thinking at least. Get ourselves out of Dodge and all that.
Well,
Anyway.
I have loads of money, so I will leave it in your wheelhouse to decide whether you wish to undertake any of these local errands. But it might be a good trial run to test not leaving a town in disrepute when we start with a small town like this before we move on to a slightly bigger town.
I'd be happy to join you. I've something of a reputation here already, and if you're concerned about leaving a poor impression, I'll do what I can to remedy that.
Speaking of which, did you get a list of the jobs available?
I
Or
did
anything?
indeed. And I bring
What
out
have we
like a
got?
pack of cards on the table, of which there are 2. And push one forward and say they are having some trouble up north with some like a trading route is being disrupted, which is negatively impacting the flow of goods to the town. And to the south, they have lost contact with a watchtower for the last couple of days, which I find much more intriguing.
In which direction
I
did we
mean-
come from? Because we saw a lot of trading carts that just got fucked up on the road. So I'm just wondering whether that had anything to do with what they're wanting someone to look into. As in from the things before.
You guys came from the most southern side of
Ah,
Brightshade.
Okay. So it wouldn't be related to those stone giant things then.
Unless I got my directions mixed up, Nick. In which case, tell us if it is.
No. So yeah, so you guys came from the southern side. They were referring to the most northern area.
Fair enough.
Okay. Good shout, though, George. That was...
Yeah, I just thought maybe at a push,
Yeah.
and we'll be like, yeah, we've already done that. Give us the fucking money.
Yeah, that would have been fucking perfect.
We've been a bonzer. Now, what's the other one then? The outpost. That's
Yeah, was that to the south? No, did I get that right?
That was indeed, yes.
Okay, cool.
Boy's got a good memory.
well, I mean, that sounds like fun, and you know, if there's any stuff at this outpost that they didn't inventory or could have gone missing, we could always.
We could
Make
always
some
steal
extra.
stuff. That sounds great.
Now,
Whoa.
these are good people. Why would you steal from them if they're paying you?
Yeah, even the guy behind the bar is like, "Here, what? What? Don't steal anything. I mean, most of this stuff is real, not valuable. I mean, you know, please."
Oh,
give
I
you an
wasn't
ale.
talking
You.
about- No,
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 don't worry, not you.
No, yeah.
And
And you know, other places.
Okay.
Ulysses, I feel like you've got a really strong moral compass, and I've been missing that for a few years, so I apologize.
What's a moral compass? Is that like one
Exactly.
of them?
Am
one
I
of them
right?
fancy compasses that like goes around in circles and stuff, or is it like something more?
Just shaking his head in disbelief. Who the
No,
fuck are you people?
For real though, what is
It's something within you that drives you to do the right thing.
inside?
It's not a physical object, Ulrich. It's not a literal.
People been putting shit in my stomach again because that last time that happened, it didn't end very well for the other people. But you're saying there's a compass inside of my body?
Not literally. No, it's a gut feeling. Something that drives you to.
What,
to
like
act.
a fart or like?
It's
Yes.
wants to look at
Stomach cramp.
Ulrich's. Is
Yes.
Ulrich's like tankard, like empty or running low?
It's probably empty at this point. You've been chatting for a little bit, but
She just slaps him on the back just to shut the conversation. We go, do you want another drink, Ulrich?
Oh, I love.
Yeah, I'll go get them. Yeah,
that'd be great. Thanks. Yeah.
Sween's gonna come back with a few more tankards.
cool.
I'm sorry, everybody.
That's a silver piece from you for the tea.
Yeah.
I secretly just do all this so you can buy me drinks all the time to shut me up.
That's a good cover. Sabine just admitted she's a thieving little toe rag. So your chat is good cover for that.
So perhaps we spend the night here and investigate said tower and whatever remains in the morrow.
Yeah.
That sounds like a stand-up plan.
Speaking of which, if we're gonna spend the night here, are there any other drinking places? You know, I'm feeling.
Pub crawl.
Yeah, right. Like, let's go out. Let's get some drinks in.
Let's get
My-
fucked up. I like it.
My question to you is this: this is the best this town has to offer. Are you sure
Worse.
you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
subject yourself to? No, it sounds fun.
Cool. Well, so at this point in the day, it's probably about maybe about 2:00 in the afternoon. So if you wanted to spend the rest of the day proceeding on a pub crawl, you are more than welcome to.
Yeah.
I can
before
hear
we do
the,
it, can we
please
try
don't
and-
fucking do this in your voice.
Hey, no, it's fine.
Before we get too inebriated, can we do is it the hunting lodge and see if we can
Oh,
get some ammo and weapons and
I would
important
like-
supplies?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So you you come out and as you kind of come out, you can see that although that there is a couple like shorter buildings kind of sporadically in front of you, you can see behind them that there is the ocean. You can see that there are various kind of fishing vessels. But you swing left, going up to the more northern area of the town, and this again kind of starts to descend back onto like regular terrain. Still not great, but there is less of a dip in the terrain underneath it. And yeah, you find. Let me just pull that back up. Yeah, you find the Huntsman's Lodge, which is a kind of rather long L-shaped building, with the kind of the smaller end of it being on the right hand side, kind of facing off on the coastline. And this one looks fairly better than the previous buildings that you've been into. Like there is actually a fair amount of trade that goes through this establishment. And as you enter, you can see a whole in the front, like a little corner area desk where there seems to be a gentleman stood behind it, and there are tables filled with knives. There's walls filled with all sorts of weaponry. There's armor racks, and to your right hand side you can see that there is like in the little L-shape areas you kind of enter in a little bit, and there's like a shooting range specifically for people to test out things. There's a few like dummies set up just so people can get a feel for the weapons, kind of tweak any kind of tension in crossbows and bows just to get it just right.
Sabine just wants to beeline for. Is there someone at the counter or like in?
Yeah, so behind the counter is a a gentleman with like a kind of a loose-fitting white shirt, kind of emerald green waistcoat, kind of like short but slicked kind of forwards, kind of short spiky hair, with like a black goatee and slightly greenish hue skin. It looks like he's perspirating a little bit, but he looks fairly well presented. Bit more on the leaner side, but upon seeing you approaching, kind of perks up a little bit. It's like, hello. What can I do for you?
Oh hi. My name's Sabine. What's your name?
My name is Thaddeus Fawn.
Why do I know that name?
It's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the Hunter's Lodge. I'm assuming that, especially giving you a once over, if you don't mind. You're here for some equipment.
Yeah, feel free to give me a once over, or you like. I require some crossbow bolts, and I'm also in the market for some armor, something quite lightweight, possibly. And if you've got it, any kind of healing potions, because, yeah, we're not great at looking after ourselves.
Well, I appreciate your optimism of finding something like that way out here, but unfortunately, not too many of those are free-flowing. Let's put it that way. If you're after healing potions, your best bet would be Monilum. Unfortunately, there is Edie's. She may have some curios that might have healing properties to them. I think she's just a bit of a mad bat, but hey, that's just my bag, you know.
Hey, mad bats make for great people. Great
not
conversationists
my bag,
at parties and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, well, crossbow bolts, and I believe my friend here, and then Ulrich, I'm guessing you're...
Wow.
Hello.
Wow, that's
He's looking for some weapons as well.
It's an impressive frame you're rocking there. You looking for some heavy metal?
Have you got any Iron Maiden?
I like to think after he said you're looking for any metal, just a in the background.
Party on. Yeah, well, I've recently not been arrested and not had all of my stuff impounded, so I need to replace some of my stuff. So do you have any like hefty two-handed weapons, or like just like a little bit of plate mail, anything like that, something, you know, robust like me?
I mean, let's see. The weaponry, absolutely fine. I mean, what are you looking for? What are you hunting? What are you doing? Talk to me, man. Come on, let's have a conversation.
Well, I am quite used to having like a great axe. That was what I was, you know, brought up to, you know, slice people's heads off, that kind of stuff. You know how it is. And, you know, big balls as well. That's always a good time, you know, smashing people's bodies to the ground. So something like that would be absolutely divine. And armor-wise, you know, if you've got like a half plate or like a bit of chainmail, or well, no, I don't really want chainmail. Something that just covers my nips, you know.
I mean, you have to give me a couple of seconds. We don't tend to have guys as big as you.
I mean, it could just be a pauldron if you need it to be. It doesn't have to be like full body.
Give me 2 seconds. Let me have a root around. And he kind of moves around the side of the counter and begins making his way deeper into the shop, kind of rooting through some of the racks and some of the actual podiums where bits of armor have been placed. Anybody doing anything in this time?
Oh, Sabine just shouts at him as he's going off. Don't forget the crossbow bolts.
Once Owen hears that there's no potions there, he just walks out and just chills at the front.
Very well.
What, do they have big bladed weapons up on the walls?
They do, yeah. There's not many axes that you see immediately. Most of it is great swords, kind of more slashing implements than anything else. But yeah, and most of it seems well crafted. It's not anything to write home about. Which, I mean, given that it seems to be more of a place where people that are going hunting are just picking up either their beginning gear. You wouldn't really expect anything too amazing, but it's decent enough.
Okay.
And after a little bit, he comes back, and he just pulling up that one.
Does he look like Dionysus as well? Because he sounds just like.
I mean, you could imagine that him and Dionysus get along.
Hey, man.
That's just not my bag, man. Let's have a drink, Zach. So just pulling up prices for all of these. There you go. Cool. So he comes back with a few things kind of bundled up in his arms and kind of props them up on the counter. So, gotta say, might not be quite what you're looking for, but I'm sure we can figure something out. For yourself, my lady, we've got various bolts, some of them with different feathers depending on your style. We've got red, green, and blue depending on what you kind of like the aesthetic of. But yeah, where's that gone again? Yeah, I can sell a quiver of 20 for 1 gold piece.
I'll take. Can I take 60 red? Because red is my color.
It matches your complexion, absolutely. And he kind of goes under the counter and pulls out a few different quivers and kind of makes sure that they're all the red ones and places them out for you.
Slide the coin across.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
And she's just going to ask, can I use the range in a second and just,
Absolutely.
refresh myself?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, if you need any pointers, though I'm sure you know what you're doing, just give me an ask. And
I do. Thank you.
and for you, big fella, so unfortunately, we don't really have anything big and plated. This isn't really the environment for that sort of thing. So apologies there. However, I do have. I've got some scale mail, and I've got some chain mail. That's pretty much it. I've got plenty of levers, but you're just a bit of a big guy. Probably difficult to fit over those traps.
Tell you what weapons you got? I'll leave the armor for now.
Okay, that's fine. I thought you'd probably say that, so no offense taken. Moves those over to the side. In terms of weapons, you want to follow me, and he starts walking around the counter and kind of browsing a wall with various weapons strewn across it. So most of what we've got, you're probably looking for. I mean, if you're looking two-handed, great axe is probably going to be your best bet. We do have a couple of halberds if you're looking for something with a bit of reach. Don't know if that's really your bag. But in terms of axes, the biggest thing we've got is a battle axe. Not quite the size that you were after, but, you know, main thing that most people use axes around here for is cutting down trees.
A battle axe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
You can two-hand it if you want to, get an extra bit of oomph out of it. But, you know, if you want to single-hand it whilst you're, I don't know, doing other things, hey, who am I to judge?
Well, yeah, all right. How much for the battle axe then?
The battle axe would be 10 gold pieces.
10 gold. All right, I can just about squeeze that. Yeah, I'll take that battle axe off your hand then.
Absolutely. Let me get a fresh sharpen on it, and I will hand that over to you.
Thanks, love.
And he kind of goes off out a door, which is just kind of towards the back corner of the building. And after like a few minutes or so, he comes back and presents you with a battle axe, which has got like a black leather wrapping around the base of it. And pretty much standard steel by the looks of it. Nothing too intricate in terms of the design for it, though it does have a fairly meaty spike on the other end of it, should you want to go for like a backhand on it as well. But yeah.
Hot. Just a standard battle axe then?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
But
well, that's great. Thanks, mate.
hey, no worries. But
Oh,
you know,
oh.
if, yep.
Do you want this sword? And he just...
Let me have a look. And he kind of takes it off of you and gives it a once over.
I will have, like, obviously cleaned it up and sharpened it. Being a blacksmith, I know how I do that shit.
Okay, I mean that's not too bad. I'll tell you what, I'll give you 5 gold for it.
Sold, yeah. I'll have to do that.
Happy doing business with you. I'm sure I can either repurpose it, or we get a lot of newbies around here, so they won't really know the difference.
Sounds good to me. Yeah. Thanks, mate.
That's all right. But yeah, I mean, if you are looking for a battle axe or something like that, or a great axe or something maybe enchanted or something like that, because you guys look like you can handle yourselves, Monolome is going to be your best place. I mean, the stuff that they make is wild.
That's good to know, because that's why I'm going there, really. I want to make some wild shit myself.
How serendipitous.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, if you don't mind me, I'm just going to make sure your friend is okay. Be right back.
No worries.
The bean on the range just wants to be going for just straight bullseyes, and she's happy to roll for those.
Absolutely. How many shots are you going for?
Let's see how many bullseyes she gets.
All right. We'll just roll a d20 and then just standard attack roll for you.
Yeah. 10 plus 8, 18.
18. So there's about 4 targets down at the end of this range, and the actual floor itself seems to have kind of given way a little bit, and there seems to be a soft smattering of sand to kind of cushion it a little bit. Solid wooden wall at the other end, and you is this with the, what is it with? Longbow or?
It's with the crossbow.
Crossbow. So you line up the shot, breathe in, exhale on the release, and you fire in ping. Hits just off center, not quite a bullseye, but very close.
She kind of just rolls her shoulder, just I'm gonna make a really niche Skyfall reference. You know, when James Bond's firing off that gun in the firing range, and he's not quite getting it. Like that, she's
I only watch good movies.
Yeah. So next shot.
Yeah.
That didn't help. That's 16, so less. Not
16 again. Fire off the shot. This time, you just kind of just a little glare of sun from the outside kind of catches you a little bit. You wince a little, and it goes just a little bit kind of to the top of the bullseye. Not too much further, but you're not making progress.
You can go for one more.
Fire away.
Girl! 17 plus 8, so that's what, 25?
And this time, kind of letting the sound of crashing waves in the not too far distance wash over you, you find a sense of calm and release the bolt, and hits dead center, bullseye. And at that point, you hear a small slow clap coming from behind you. Wow, that's you know how to handle one of those, don't you?
Yeah, it's been a while, but I still got it.
Bang already.
I bet you do.
Question: I asked someone earlier if there were any good places to drink in this town, and they only said there was they only got worse than the bog. Are there any good places you know?
I mean, they're not wrong. There's a lot of shitholes around here. Just looking now because I wasn't expecting these questions. The Brazen Reeve is probably the nicest place that you'll find, and even that's, nice with an asterisk next to it, But hey, they do ale, they do wine. Huh?
Do they do rosé? Rosé wine, the pink one.
I mean, they serve wine in a jug, so probably not.
Sangria, okay.
We'll take it.
We'll take what we can get. Okay, that's good to know. Well, thank you for letting me use your driving range. Driving range? This is golf. Thank you for letting me use the range, and thank you for the bolts. I'll probably need some more before I leave town. So,
hey, if
could
you
get some red ones ready,
you need anything else, you feel free to stop by. You see little bits of sweat or beads of droplets on him.
Well,
why is this guy so slimy?
Sabine
you don't know, you're not there, mate.
Sabine, I'm guessing Sabine gets a vibe, so she's just gonna.
That
go
is a
up to
definite
Thaddeus.
vibe.
Yeah, she's gonna go up to Thaddeus, touch him on the arm, and go, "Thank you." Just playing along with him. So I'll see myself out and just get out.
And as you're walking away,
pace.
you can definitely feel the burning gaze of this guy.
Sabine's shoulders rise as she's walking out. Joins the group and tells them about the Brazen
Reeves.
The Brazen Reeves as another place for this pub crawl.
Yes, it's a terrible bar. Let's go.
As long as there's no bloody horn pipe blowers or whatever it was.
Listen, he's a really talented guy. I don't understand where this is all coming from.
I want to see him.
Okay.
Hey guys, maybe I'll meet you there. I kind of want to find this Edie's place to find any kind of healing artifacts or any kind of, quirky stuff she's got going on that may help us down the road.
Look, Owen, if you're just trying to get out of keeping up with drinks with the rest of us, we will come with you to Edie's, but we are all drinking the same, so we'll come with you.
Would it be on the way?
You know what?
In a roundabout way, you could probably keep it as part of your path. From your knowledge, Edie's is kind of to the right of you, which would be more on the western side of the town, and then the Brazen Reeve is kind of slap bang in the middle. So you could kind of just take a long way around, maybe make a quick stop at the first pub, and then go there.
We can. We could.
Right.
We could
So
take the
shots at
scenic
first
route.
pub, then Edie's, shots there
Sounds-
if we can,
Sounds perfect. Yeah.
and then we carry on. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Oh, and by the way, Quinn, I think they do wine at the Brazen Reeves. You'll be pleased. to
All
know.
right, shall we go then, gentlemen?
Cool. So you chuck a right as you come out of the Huntsman's Lodge, and after a few moments or so, and there's a smattering of people around again, as is the usual on this continent. A lot of humans. There's a couple of elven-looking people that you see, not too many, but there's quite a few gnomes and halflings that are kind of spotted around, and the odd dwarf as well. But that's kind of as much as you see, really, in terms of races around here.
And nobody runs and hides from us, do they?
Make a perception check.
Ay, ay, ay. 15.
15. Other than like the odd look at Ulrich, which you're kind of getting used to at this point, nobody seems to be overtly like keeping an eye on you.
Yeah, I don't even notice that shit anymore. So it happens all the time.
Systemic, mate.
Did.
But you keep going, and you get to Edie's, which is kind of, it has no buildings directly connected to it. It has a couple of windows on the front, though. They themselves have like curtains around the back of them, and like there's a couple of things that you can see on display. Most of them look like weird little trinkets and baubles, that sort of thing. And the actual doors into this place have got like a deep purple like satin curtain on the front of it. Yeah, there's just above, which is uncharacteristic of most of the places that you've seen so far, a very nice kind of well-drawn sign that says Edie's Mouldy Hole.
Yikes.
The moldy hole, of course.
Oh,
You're a bad
Head
man,
in.
Nathan.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Edie's moldy. Oh, damn.
So did you say you're heading in first, Owen?
Are you heading into
Yeah.
the moldy hole?
Yeah, I'll follow.
fine.
Yeah.
head
So-
first.
As
Do you
you
wanna
enter, you are hit by what smells like hundreds of scented candles that just immediately hit your nose, and it's just it's a lot. It's like walking into a wall of smell.
He gets like a as he walks in. Just a little gag.
I'll
Little
pat him
baby
on the
gag.
back. Give him like a good like whack on the kind of middle of his back. Be like, hey, easy there, pal.
But it's pretty much just a long, straight building. The left and the right hand side are pretty much covered head to toe with different shelves, piles of like weird looking like jars, like different like ears like hanging from different pegs. It's a real like weird vibe. It's like the weirdest like thrift shop you've ever been to. And there's a couple of center tables that lead up to a counter, which is at the far end, which is like pointed and then like a flat front, and behind there you just see this kind of wild haired kind of grayish with kind of like primarily black but then grayish hair tinges to it, kind of slightly older but very deep sunken eyes, kind of like a wild crazy look about her, big crooked smile, kind of like long spindly bones, and like a nice shawl with like a little pendant type thing on the top of her blouse, just at the far end, who just seems to be staring at you as you enter.
Hi. Is it Edie?
And that's the name on top of the door, isn't it?
I was just double checking. Well, I love your sense of humor. Anyway, I'm gonna cut right to the chase. I'm here with a party. We kind of go out on adventures. Sometimes we get ourselves into a little bit of a scrap. I'm killing a bunch of fiends to impress a goddess. Sometimes you're gonna need to heal yourself. Do you have any kind of like tonics or potions or any kind of, I don't know, herb that I could rub like on a gash on my arm after like a scuffle? Do you have anything like that?
I've got plenty of things for you, don't you worry, boy. She like dips down, crawls out from underneath the other side of the counter, crawls up and like gets up in front of you and like taking stock of your arms and stuff. Oh, got quite the frame on you. Look at you. I've got herbs, I've got sprigs, I've got roots. Oh, I've got all sorts of things for you.
Well, I guess, like, ideally, I just want something that's going to heal me when I'm feeling a little bit groggy. Most importantly, it's got to be easy to carry. We don't stick around many places for too long.
Oh, don't you worry, I've got something just for you. And she like hooks her arm underneath yours and spins you around like, look at it! Look at it all sorts of things for you. She like grabs like at like a random kind of bulbous like pinky root and like takes out a small knife, just cuts off the top. She's like, smell it. Just take a whiff.
Smell her root.
He takes it between his index finger and thumb and just kind of, wow, that's torch.
It smells like arse. Rub this. No, shh. Like puts like a bony finger up to your lips. Now rub this on a cut or scratch. Oh, you'll watch it just fuse back together. You can like that.
Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, actually, I'd like to
Just
as well.
full of shit.
While they're rolling, I wanna put my head just in between them two, not to push them away, but just like to say, my colleague here does like to please women. And that's it.
As you like,
That's it.
as you've like poked your head in between them, she kind of like rotates her neck round to look at you, like
a fucking owl.
Is that so?
Well, I think he's got the wrong idea. I've only got eyes for Sandy. Nope. Yeah, that is an idea.
Clearly, she's very close to your
I
heart.
can't even remember her name, mate. What are you like?
Would you roll?
Cyanide and Sildarine is too similar.
18.
18, and Owen, did you say you were rolling?
I got a 10. I'm under the spell.
10. Yeah, I mean, mate, a root that can heal you, it's pretty useful. Ulysses, you're a bit more wary, and there's an element of her that is talking shit. But there's such a belief behind her words that you think there's going to be something in here that's useful, but there's definitely going to be a lot of shit.
Sure, but she believes that she's telling the truth.
I mean, she's probably deluded, but
yeah. I'll just place like a hand on Owen's shoulder and kind of just gently kind of lean in and be like, perhaps be a bit more discerning with what you spend your coin on.
Ulysses, don't worry about it. I got plenty of coins, This thing doesn't do what she says it is. We could probably put it in a nice stew or something.
She like
I'm not
slivers.
eating that.
She slivers across the front of your chest, Owen, to like be able to reach over to talk to Ulysses. She's like,
I hate this.
"Oh, don't worry. There's gonna be something here for you."
Is she like holding me?
She's like almost straddling you, like when someone pretends to like fall on you. She's like,
Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel like you're being violated.
Oh, I
Owen.
fell over again.
And I'll just give her a look and be like, yeah, I'll be outside. And wait,
Yeah,
patiently outside.
get set it up as quick as possible. Me and my friends, we got more adventuring to do.
"Oh, I bet you do."
No, don't. Actually, don't you recall we're actually staying here the night? So we're not in too much of a hurry away. And if you wanted to spend the night,
Ooh. Now,
Room
whereabouts?
key.
Whereabouts would you be staying?
Oh.
Did I
Where-
tell
where
you
did
that
you
I've
go?
got a tonic over here that can just make you go for hours?
That's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you're such a young thing, aren't you? And she like caresses the back of her bony finger on the side of your face.
Oh. You know, it's not every day you're here 50 years old to be quite young, but as a half-elf, which you probably already gathered, I'm maturing at kind of a slower rate. But if this tonic just makes you go for hours, I haven't been on a decent run in months.
Oh, I bet you could run all night. Ooh.
Don't we have like
Oh.
town people to save or
And-
something?
and you know what? He makes the best breakfasts. You really must be there to try them.
His
Well-
omelette is to die for.
I've got.
He can scramble eggs as
Stop!
with the best of them.
Oh no.
Well, how about I go get that tonic for you, and you just have yourself a look around. Feel free to explore all the nooks and crannies.
You know what? I think I got everything I need. I'd really like to get going.
I'd just be 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. She like whips. She like whips away back behind the counter and through some more curtains. And
I'll
you
stick
are...
my head in and just be like, guys, can we? Shall we? Yeah, come on, can we? Yeah.
He
Um,
gives him like the.
You are currently free to explore the shop if you would like to see if there is anything that does actually pique your interest.
It's just.
Now you're not
exit
being
at the moment.
accosted.
The exit's the only thing I care about. Lads on, so it's like when you do a pub crawl and you like go into the co-op to get a sandwich or something, and everyone's just like a bit rowdy. That's
That's the vibe.
Just hitting,
definitely
all
the vibe,
the
yeah.
super hot babes in every establishment.
Super hot babes. Damn straight.
Super.
Actually,
I'm afraid Owen's only got eyes for one.
I think this town's a bit rowdy. I think we both our cats have been hit on, Si. So.
Yeah, but everyone's just really horny. Is there any of this tonic in the water? Is that what we're going to find out?
There's just not
There's
a
a
lot
tonic
of.
called Mojo, by any chance.
It's just
Sort
not a
of
lot of fresh
humidity
blood,
and
mate.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't make you horny, baby.
Um,
Make you randy.
unfortunately, to bring us back to serious face question, Daddy DM,
Yes.
is there anything in the shop that would be good for when I cast augury? If you recall, last time I cast it, there was some juju that maybe wasn't what I was after. So I was just wondering if there's some like better juju trinkets and baubles I can put next time I want to do my augury circle here.
Well, first of all, make a intelligence check.
Good rolls tonight. 20. I'm dirty, real dirty.
Right. Due to the school of the spell that you are using, the only way that you can call upon that is specifically through a deity force, which, as much as that chagrins you, the only ties that you've ever had are to one in particular. But although it kind of almost like, for lack of a better term, shines like a light on you for but a second, it's only ever an uncomfortable experience. It's never really anything to worry about.
Yeah. Okay.
But
all right.
it is unfortunately just something that you have to deal with when casting that spell.
Okay. For now.
Yeah.
Okay.
For now.
So I cast my eyes around. Seeing I think is like a quick fix, and then just put my hand on Owain's shoulder and say, "I will see you at the front. I believe you have some business to finish up." And I leave the shop.
You, Owen, are left alone in this establishment, and whilst you hear rustling going on behind the curtains, you do see that there's bottles with various kind of liquids in them. There's different kind of ingredients for what you would imagine would be like some sort of alchemy, and there are various all sorts of odds and ends kind of dotted around the shop itself. And could be a hidden treasure here. There could just be copious amounts of bullshit. But you don't get a chance to consider which one it is, because coming through the curtain once again, but with a slightly more open chest, with like a kind of liver spotted skin underneath, Edie comes back out with a nice little kind of satin like sack, kind of nicely tied off, and she places it on the desk and just does the come hither finger.
He goes over to her.
Hello. Well, one root and one lotion.
Oh, that's a great looking lotion, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I've only got eyes for one, and that's gonna be in my afterlife. Maybe I could give it to one of my friends.
I mean, hey, it makes a perfect gift. Sharing's caring.
So he starts rummaging through his coin pouch.
Is that what you call
how
it?
much? How much do I need to settle up?
Well, for the root, you're looking at 2 silver, and for that there lotion, normally it's about 5 gold, but for you, I'll make it 2.
And that stuff actually works.
Lexus discount.
Oh,
Gonna whore you out.
trust me, it works. It can make you go, oh, night long.
So what you're saying is, like, if we're like going through a cave or a dungeon and we're, battling like a troll, or some kind of giant, and it's taking its time, I take that. Wow, my endurance is right up there. You know, I'm no athlete, but this is really going to get me on that level, right?
She kind of leans over the counter so that her chest is a bit more exposed, and you can see that there is a semblance of cleavage there.
I don't need to know.
I'm sorry, a semblance of
Cleavage.
But she leans over and looks you up and down. She's like, I bet you're very athletic. But yeah, this will give you all kinds of endurance to do all kinds of activities.
I can't pass up a deal like that. Yeah, I'll take it.
And she kind of pops it into like a little sack, and comes around the counter and places it out in front of her for you.
What are you actually trying to get right now? I'm really confused.
It's
So,
a healing root and a love lotion.
A love lotion.
Mm.
Nice.
yeah, didn't go in there looking for the lotion, but I've been upsold.
It was
Yeah.
thrust
She's
upon
Found
my
love
me.
in
Yeah.
a hopeless place.
But
You
as
found
she
love.
take the bag from her, like she's kind of and like starts pouring at you. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's must be dehydrated. Need fluids.
Hey, I got a water pouch on me. You know, it's probably got like a little bit of sperm in it, but if I give it a wipe, do you want to...
Oh,
fuck. And then he said, suck on it. It's alright.
don't worry about the spit.
Stop.
Just as
Thanks for listening into Dungeons, Dice and Dudes.
Have you got an NSFW tag on this stream? I think there's a.
she just like
This is now softcore porn. I'm not gonna lie.
she has a drink and from what you can gather, intentionally lets some like dribble down the side.
No.
Clean it up. You got to clean it up.
And she's
Delicious
like,
lickage, yeah.
just cleans her mouth off a little bit. Oh, well,
Cleans
thank
them out.
you.
Like, oh.
If you ever need any odds and ends, I mean, I've got some real treasures in here. You just come back to old Edie.
Hey, bye.
And you
I don't like where this went.
you leave the shop. Yeah.
So glad I wasn't present for any of that.
Yeah, Sabine was outside for the whole ordeal. She,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fucking hell.
Did you get everything you required in there, Owain? Everything?
Oh, and then some. What great service. She was so happy to help.
Oh dear.
I should probably point out, Owen's like a verge, and he's lived in a temple for like 50 years.
You didn't need to point that out. Like that was
Okay.
evident. Yeah.
Oh, you religious type. Quite naive.
We don't
Shall
all
we,
we don't all lead chaste lives.
Oh, goodness.
So you can mark down a
Boner.
healing root and a love potion.
One boner.
Sorry,
Which,
what was the first thing?
so a healing root and then a love potion, which, as a description, is as much as you know, is to increase your endurance and help you go all night long.
All night long, baby.
Whatever that means, you know?
Whatever that means.
I'm assuming... well, I know for a fact the love potion isn't. The healing root isn't a canon item.
Well, these two specifically are both not canon items. But yeah, you'll have to use them to see what they do.
Okay, I mean, because just in Owen's mind, the love lotion is just been upsold like a Gatorade or something.
I mean, yeah, just
You're gonna drink that. We're gonna be one hit from dying, and you're gonna be like, "Don't worry, boys." I've got nothing to say there.
so
Just get erection in combat, yeah.
So
Fast
there
forward
are
to Owen running around a cave with a hard on.
instructions for it. It is specifically a lotion, so do not drink it. And
Okay.
whenever you need that extra boost to go just a little bit longer, just
Voom.
give it a little bit of a rub. It's got about 3 uses out of it.
Quickly, Nathan, the hash browns are defrosting, according
They
to
are indeed. So what we'll do is we will end on or take a quick break with you guys beginning your pub crawl, and we'll pick back up after the break with you guys discussing what just transpired, and then we will go from there. So everybody go grab yourselves a drink or something like that. Stretch your legs, all that good stuff. I need to
have
stop
a quick cigarette, Si.
Yep. I need to put some hash browns away. All right, back in a bit, everybody. Hello, everybody. Oh, got a bit of feedback. Yeah.
It's a gift.
I think it's from Simon this time.
Oh.
Oh.
Perrier.
I wasn't sure if that was an echo. I was just going, ooh, and then Sai going, ooh, ooh,
Wow.
wow.
I don't think I can hear anything now. No, it sounds all good to me anyway.
Yeah, we're all good now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I didn't actually set a specific time for the break. I'll remember to do that in the future. But we are back. Hope you all have watered yourselves, gotten a stretch, maybe cracked your back a little bit, something like that. Anyway, I'm going to jump straight back into things. You are all kind of outside Edie's mouldy hole, and as the only one, wait, who's got? Yeah, Sabine, as you are the only one with a fairly decent passive perception.
Yes.
Just kind of just looking at the windows, you can see that there are certain items that look like, although, you know, Owen's just come out with a fucking root, there are certain things that do look like they could be useful. So possibly worth another trip in the future, if you can stand putting up with her.
Okay.
I might be busy that day.
I'm washing my hair.
But yeah, as you're just kind of like looking in the window, you can see that although amongst most of the crap, there are, for an example, 2 incredibly well carved stones with almost like faces on them, that look very well polished, which is weird to see it amongst all of this other shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think I know what they are.
yeah. But nevertheless, you are distracted by Owen coming out with an almost kind of shook look about him, almost like dazed and confused, sort of, holding a bag. Yeah.
Owen, what did you get from inside?
Besides
Wow.
PTSD.
You know, it was a really interesting in there. She was a little bit overzealous. But hey, I've been locked up in a cavern for like 40 years. Any kind of attention's good intention, I guess. And more to your point, I got myself a little heating root. You know, our friend Quinn over there, yesterday, he was just saying how I can't always rely on outside interference to do some healing. I was a little bit sad by that, but the guy's kind of got a point. He's really well learned. He's a bit on the young side, but he's wise. So I was like, hey, I need like a potion or one of those claptraps these guys are all about. I got myself this handy little here. Also, I got this lotion for endurance. Makes you go all night.
Does he pull it out? Oh wait, do you pull it out of the bag?
The lotion,
I
I
pulled out the
presume.
roots.
Oh,
No.
you don't pull out the lotion.
No.
Ah, okay, don't worry then.
This lotion you're talking about, do you apply it directly to your knob, or is it like on the balls, or like do you ingest it? Like how does it work?
Why'd you guys gotta go there? I just thought I'd put it like on or something.
On your arms?
Keep me going.
What good would numbing your
Ah.
arms do?
Yeah, I mean,
Who's numb? Where are y'all getting this from? The nice lady gave me this lotion to keep out my fighting spirit.
right. Well, I think we should all grab a drink.
I agree.
Don't you? Yeah, I feel
Yes.
like this is not going to end well for
I
him.
feel like the four of us walk off from Owen as he's just in the street with this lotion in his hands. We'll just.
Guys, wait up. I don't want to be caught near the shop by myself.
She emerges from the door like, oh.
Like one of those canes with like
Yeah.
the round arm just pulled off stage.
Sabine, as we're walking off, just goes to Quinn because she knows he's dollar money bags, and just says, "You know what? Aside from the obvious flaws of the shopkeep, I think maybe we should revisit that place. It looked like in the window they had some pretty useful stuff that we could use, and I don't know what her costs are like, but yeah, looked like there was some quite useful things. I don't know how Owain ended up with sex lotion, but you know."
The less spoken about that, the better. But good eyes. Perhaps when we pass back through the town, we can swing by, and
Swing.
I'm sure she'll be happy to see us again. Let's leave it at that.
We can use him for discount. I mean, great.
That is a very good idea, Sabine.
Thank you. Full of
Wow. Well,
Cool. So you begin to make your way directly to the place that you were told would serve wine, which I've already forgotten the name of. It was the something Reeves.
Reeves.
Raisin Reeves. Yeah. And you head there. They do in fact serve wine, but it is in fact in a like slightly cracked, moldy wooden jug. But hey, it's wine.
Bring it on.
How many drinks is everybody having here?
I will have 7.
7.
How much is the
Just the
wine?
one for Owen.
So a jug of wine, you're looking at 2 silver pieces.
Oh, fucking hell. Just keep them coming. As long as they're there. Just, yeah.
All right, how many? Let's just do this as how many rounds, just so we can rack it up at the end.
I mean,
Go
I
10
feel like,
rounds.
I feel like Sabine and Quinn are going to pre-drink here and then not drink for the rest of the bar crawl.
Okay.
Yeah. So Quinn is going to be like, "Oh no, I don't drink. I'm too intelligent to be drunk." And then after one gets like super sozzled, and then doesn't notice that they just keep coming back. So he's just like, "Wah." So yeah, he's good for the rest of the evening.
Okay, so we'll say a good few rounds for most of you. 7 drinks for Ulrich. I would like you all to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
22.
22,
Oh, no, that is bad.
So
12.
15.
12, 15,
21.
21,
24.
24. So all of you feeling pretty okay at this point. It's probably only about 3 o'clock, so this is proper day drinking at this point in time. Sabine, the wine, for the most part, lacks flavor, but what it lacks in flavor, it makes up for in just potency, as it is like getting kicked in the face. But you're like, I mean, it's better than ale. But you're okay. You're holding your own. The next stop is the rusty bucket.
No, I prefer rusky bucket.
The rusky bucket. If you're all having a round here, anybody dipping out?
I'll have another 7.
Quinn is absolutely sober at this point. I'll have you know.
I'm not drunk. You're drunk.
Yeah, if at any point you guys want to insert some RP, you are more than welcome to, but I'm treating this as like a series of skill challenges.
Have they got any shots or anything other than ale? Or more wine, even if it's shit?
They do, yes. The rusky fuck it.
It's the rusky bucket.
Yeah,
now.
the rusky bucket.
Cannon.
They don't have anything amazing. They just have this like just like a real dark brown liquor of some description. Even they're not entirely sure what it is. But
is it shottable?
It is. I mean, they have shot glasses.
Perfect. Yeah, Sabine's gonna just get a few of them and get Quinn shotting up.
Okay, so a round of shots, 7 more.
Would abstain from those shots, but I would buy Owain an ale.
Okay, so
Oh, bless you.
Ulysses not drinking, Owain and everybody else a round and a shot. Could I get you all to roll, other than Ulysses, another Constitution saving throw for me?
Yeah, baby.
I'm really happy you put on the Wii soundtrack.
Yeah, this music is like, it's a weird vibe, man.
That's the beauty of
I'd
random.
like to keep an eye out while these guys are getting sozzled and just make sure no one's trying to take advantage.
Yeah, sure. Make a perception check for me.
I'm asking passers-by to give me maths to work out. I'm just like, hey you, I can work it out. I can do the maths.
Let me do perception.
Perception.
It's 18.
18. Due to the size of some of your party, most people seem to be giving you a wide berth in case anything sets you off. As most people in this town are fairly kind of lackadaisical, kind of chill people. Not like, most of them are like accomplished drinkers to the point where it doesn't really affect them anymore. So seeing a bunch of boisterous, big, fairly geared guys and lady, yeah, nobody's approaching you at the moment, so you feel pretty confident that you're okay. What was the Constitution saves? 5.
11.
Natural 20.
11.
There's 11.
Natural 20 and 11.
Hang on.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Nah,
A natural
it
20
wasn't
only
20,
counts unless we can see the dice. Yeah, that's a natural 20. Yeah, that is the number 20. Okay, so Quinn, you, despite your better judgment, you're getting along with everybody. This is quality bonding time. You neck the shot, and you kind of keep your eyes closed as you let it go down your throat, and your eyes stay closed, and they stay closed, and then you just kind of brace yourself on the bar for a moment, and then you just find the nearest sittable surface and just sit there, like just still eyes closed, just focusing on keeping whatever's inside you inside.
Man, this description is it feels too real.
Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks.
I bring down the hat of disguise, just slowly and solemnly in front of me, just ready.
Sabine and Owen, you're struggling. You're struggling. The shots have not sat well with you. Sabine, you're doing okay-ish just because you haven't really been mixing too much. But for you, Owen, the ale is really starting to bubble. Ulrich, you're fine. You're breezing, and you can't help but look at the rest of your party and just be a little bit ashamed.
Disappointed in you lot.
Could I walk over to Quinn and use a lesser restoration?
Round 2, baby.
Tactical restoration.
So you place your hand on your chest, put a hand on the shoulder of Quinn, just kind of, it's like, come on, champ.
Got this, bud.
and Quinn, you suddenly feel fresh as a daisy, and you're a little bit disappointed that you're on the floor.
What I like to think,
From a hand up.
I was like leaning on my chair and being like, now the angle with the momentum of my weight of the velocity, and then I just like just completely stack it. Thank you kindly, sir. Perhaps there's more to the theism than I initially expected. I'll put the hat back on.
There are many gifts to come from aligning yourself with a just force.
Perhaps no, certainly, sir. Go on.
Just going to suggest perhaps you pace yourself.
Indeed. In fact, I may call it. What time is it? Is it night time yet, or is it still like
5 o'clock? Right?
Yeah, it's about yeah. I'll give you the benefit of it's maybe pushing 6.
Okay,
we'll make it right back in time for the flute guy.
Oh,
let's get back there.
We're going on mission straight after this, right? We're going
If
straight. No,
the mission is listening to the pan flute guy, then yeah.
Okay, so yeah, in an effort to pace oneself, perhaps we should return to the bog and have some food. I feel that would be something that I would find beneficial in this time.
It sounds like a good idea. What say you folks?
Bean just sees that Quinn's popped back up and it's like, hey, you're back. Do you want another shot or anything like that? Because I was thinking of getting another one in, but... Yeah.
Not just yet. Thank you kindly, Sabine.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's get some food, I feel.
So you take your mid-pub crawl break to help line your stomachs and head back to where was it again?
Bog? Busted Bog or something like that?
Bolden's Bog. So you make your way back, and you can see that the sun is beginning to set a little bit. It's casting some nice colours across the sky, which is nice as you are on the coastline, and it's a fairly pleasant atmosphere as long as you ignore everything to the left and right and rear of you. It's not too bad. But yeah, you enter, and you can see that on the corner stage there is a rather filthy looking gentleman that has a collection of jugs in front of him, and he's just like just doing a quick sound check.
Sound check.
Sabine just darts in and plonks herself right in front of the stage.
And there is actually a couple of people here. They all look ready for the show. A couple of drinks. There is still
these folks that I would have seen over the last few nights of staying here.
Yeah, like there's
regulars.
Not. Yeah, this place doesn't strike you as the sort of thing that like a couple walking by would be like, oh, that looks nice. Let's go in there. It is very much like the brother of the guy that owns the place, his mates, and then that's kind of it.
And that's just what they do every night.
Yeah. So this is a real special thing for them. But yeah, as you kind of come in and claim your table, the bartender, well, Look at you boys. What can I do for you? You looking for some more drinks? You look a little peaky.
We could do with food as it happens. Is the kitchen still open?
Well, I mean, sure, why not? Yeah. What you looking for? Some carbs? You want to load your stomachs up?
Certainly. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
something like
Potatoes. Lots of potatoes.
that. I will hook you up with some potatoes and some pie. How about that? Potato and pie.
What about right?
Oh God.
Potato pie.
Nah, that's too crazy, man. You need to wind that shit in. That's too much. A potato and a pie? Who's ever heard of such a thing?
How about some nachos? Can you do that?
I don't know what those are. That must be like a real southwestern thing.
Jalapenos? No.
No, not sure. I'll tell you what, I'll be back with your food. Okay, and so a couple of minutes go by, and you are presented with some. They're okay. They're just the potatoes are a bit tough. They don't taste like they've been boiled long enough, and the pie itself is it's got some sort of meat in it.
I'll do.
It's always good to know.
Yeah.
Mystery meat.
And you boys having like another round, just before the show starts? I don't want you to be distracted from all the excitement.
Yes, bring another 2 ales each.
Another 2 ales each. Oh boy, you boys, you're making my day. You are with all these expenditures. Okay, I'll be right back over. It should be starting soon.
Hang on, I'll have another 7, please.
I'm not paying for those.
Oh my! Well, it take me a couple of times, but I'll get it all over here. Don't you worry about me. And he starts doing like a little bit of a to and fro, and most of it is brought over in cups. Then there's a couple that are in like saucepans, as there isn't typically there isn't that higher traffic through, so he normally has enough time to clean and reuse the glasses. For all of you, could I get you all to make another Constitution saving throw?
Oh yeah.
I forgot to say last time, if you add a +4 to whatever you roll, because of my aura of protection.
Shit,
Oh, I fucking love that aura, man.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Nice.
Paladins.
That's a 19 for me.
16, baby.
17.
16.
Nice.
20. How many was it? 4?
4, yeah.
27.
Okay. So, for Ulysses and Quinn, you feel fine. It's actually quite nice to have like a sit down drink and meal. It's kind of refreshing. Quinn, the quality is a little bit lacking, but hey, when in Rome.
Oh.
You guys.
You guys.
Sabine and Owen, the consistent drinking is taking a toll on you, and you feel pretty groggy. Who knows what kind of a state you're going to be in the following morning. Ulrich,
Ah, jeez.
despite the sheer volume of alcohol that you have
21
drunk,
pints now.
Shit.
you feel a buzz. There's a buzz there. You're feeling jovial. But do you know what? You could probably do with another round or two. You're not bad. You're feeling okay. It's like you feel like you're on the precipice of, I'm feeling good now. If I have a few more drinks, things are gonna turn. That feeling.
All right, I know my limits.
But after you've kind of worked your way through, for most of you, your first drink, for you, Ulrich, your first 3 drinks, the bartender kind of runs over to the stage and well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm super excited to present to you Harold, the Juggler Whistler.
Yeah, he just goes wild. Just...
Yeah. It's quite a show.
And he runs off, and he's just kind of like sat down on the stage. Nothing else around him, just like 3 jugs in front of him. Yep. That is the quality that consists for the next 30 minutes. And it is, oh boy, if you weren't drunk, for those of you that are intoxicated, man, it's, like, how does he do it? It's...
Yeah,
it's the wizard with the pipes.
If you look over and see Owen, he's like completely enthralled, and his mouth is kind of agape with like a grin on it. He's having a great time.
I don't know why, but in my head, you're just like, yeah. It's got a vibe.
But scared. Yeah, at some point, he just pulls out a harmonica and starts backing up.
For Quinn and Ulysses, this is utter dog shit. It's just a homeless man blowing into jugs.
Ulysses, you can probably see that I've got stuffed in my ears like serviettes, like just proper rammed in there.
I'll lean over and be like, I think I must have been quite inebriated last time I saw this gentleman perform. I remember him being a lot better than this.
I pull out my earbud and go, that unfortunately must be the only explanation.
DM, is there a washboard about?
A washboard? Make a perception check.
You can get
There
the
any
band
spoons
together.
laying about?
That is an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. There is no washboard about, but there's plenty of knees to be slapped. There's plenty of, you could kind of turn a stool into a drum if you wanted to.
Ulrich is on stage with a flipped over stool, just like fucking going for it.
And despite a
tribal.
large green orc taking to the stage with a chair, the homeless man, nonplussed, just that's your night.
Are there any spoons laying about that Sabine can start playing?
There's some spoons left over from your dinner.
She's gonna give it a fucking go.
There you go. I'll get both Ulrich and Sabine to make performance checks.
Oh, I've never even rolled this for Ulrich. That's
That's not bad, Performance.
Yep.
19 in total.
19.
It's a 3.
Can I chronal shift that to give him another chance to drum better?
Sure. I mean, hey, it's your spell.
I'm gonna force him to re-roll.
I've only got +4 to ability check.
Hey, yeah, I mean, wow.
Is it ability checks?
Saving throws.
No,
for
saving
protection.
throws. Yeah, never mind.
So
re-roll it.
That's now 18.
Oh,
just saying.
18. Wow. So, Sabine, whilst you're sat at your table, you can't help but feel the rhythm come over you. You're like, yeah, give me those spoons. Just and there's a tune to it. You're not proficient with spoons, but there's a song there. There's definitely a tune that kind of works with the jugs. You, Ulrich, as you go to bang on the chair, you, through Quinn's eyes, put your fist straight through it. However, with a weird distortion of time itself, your fist turns into a palm, and you just start to get a little bit of a groove going. You're matching the tempo with Sabine. You're feeling the jugs. And the rest of the patrons,
Very poor
they're
choice.
losing their minds. Like, this is like, yeah,
We are
it's.
fucking slaying.
This is Glastonbury right now.
I lean back over to Ulysses. We're just like two old boys at the back, like right. And I just lean over and say, "Yes, you can thank me for tomorrow for saving that from being the disaster it was about to be."
I've seen bloodshed for less in this bar, so
Quite.
yeah, so you made the right choice. Hang on, that was you.
Yes, there was it's a bit esoteric to explain, so I'll spare you the details. But yes,
Impressive. Good work.
thank you, and thanks for the save again earlier on.
My pleasure. I'm feeling a bit done. I think I'm gonna head to my room.
Yes, probably wise. I'll remain to ensure that my wards don't get into any more trouble.
Well, I'm straight out of the asylum, remember?
I'll see you for a very mediocre breakfast. I kind of half-heartedly give a wave to the rest of them, but I can see that they're like far too into it to really pay any attention.
They're lost.
So I just kind of skulk away and head off to sleep.
Nice.
Beans playing
I don't
spoons
stop
between our
this.
horns.
Slowly make his way further and further onto the table, ultimately falling asleep.
And over the course of the evening, you guys slowly find rest in whatever way, shape, or form you decide to, as there are many others that have just fallen asleep at their tables as well. Ulrich, as sleep finds you, you feel that comfortable darkness shift over you, and it's when you've eaten this well and drank this much, there's a significant amount of comfort that comes with it. But as you settle into this comfort, you kind of open your eyes to see a figure stood in front of you who slowly approaches you, kind of places his hands on either side of your shoulders, and kind of slowly pulls like he's got like a hood up, and you can see an almost skeletal face with fairly striking features, kind of bright red eyes, very narrow face line, but there's definitely like an air of intensity and confidence to him, and he just looks you square in the eyes, kind of starting to slowly squeeze your arms, and just leans in and says, "Your time is running out. You better enjoy these nights whilst you can."
Who are you? Why are you squeezing my arms?
Come now, we've spoken before. You're my property. Well, at least thanks to your friend Frederick, anyway.
What? I know, but I never did catch your name, and I feel like I ought to know by now.
Well, you see, the thing about that is there's a lot of power that comes with knowing one's name, so I won't be sharing that with you just yet. But merely
What about
just
if I gave you my name?
Ulrich, I already know your name.
Shit.
I know your flat family name, Bloodstone. I know that you seek to unite your family before you shake off this mortal coil and, well, be damned to me for the rest of your life. And trust me, I do intend on using you to brutally murder your friends. I think it'd just be poetic, I guess. You feel the grip getting even tighter, almost feeling like it's fingers and like kind of the sharpie kind of. They're still fingers, but there is barely any meat to them, and they're almost like sinking into your arms.
I seriously doubt you have that much sway over me. Sure, you'll take my mortal soul or whatever, but kill my friends? Nah, that's not gonna happen.
No. It's nice. It's nice to see someone with such misplaced confidence in their own skills.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes. Well, don't you worry. I will use you to bludgeon Quinn's skull in. And then I think I'll let Mordefus take Sabine and split her up her spine.
Hang on.
That sounds pretty fun. Anywho, just know that your clock's ticking. I suppose you probably have already realised you're starting to feel a little bit weaker. And it's a risky game you play. You may not have enough time to do what you want. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. And
Good night,
goes,
I guess.
to darkness. You'll wake up the following morning. Sabine and Owen, could I get you both to once again roll a Constitution saving throw for me?
7.
So that one.
Owen, your head is pounding. You feel like absolute shit. But nevertheless, you manage to keep all of your food up. You're doing as best you can for someone that's led such a sheltered life. Sabine, you awake and everything hurts. Even your horns hurt for some bizarre reason.
It's a spoon. She wakes up with. I'd like to think she wakes up with a spoon in each hand. Ah, fuck.
What happened last night?
For the rest of the day, you have disadvantage on Constitution saving throws.
Yeah, sounds fair.
As you just imagine the worst hangover, and that's kind of where you're at.
Oof. She puts her hood up. She's not taking it down for the rest of the day.
That sunlight, it hurts. Quinn and Ulysses, you wake up and feel absolutely fine. Quite fresh. Not the most comfortable sleep you've ever had in the world, but, not the end of the world either. Ulrich, as you awaken, your arms feel like they're on fire. And as you kind of look, you can see that there are these deep set dark spots on either side of your arms, and almost like burn marks on you. Yeah.
That was clearly not a dream. Well, onwards we go then. My pull that I have, is it stronger now? Is it weaker?
It remains about the same. Still one to the northwest, roughly in the direction of Monilum, and still one that pulls you kind of more towards the... let me just look at the world map. Kind of eastish direction, but quite a distance.
Okay. the amount of time that I have? Do I have any sense how much that time is?
You don't know. You don't know what kind of deal Frederick had struck specifically, and you didn't get any specifics as to time or anything like that.
Okay.
But you'll meet downstairs in various states.
Well, it was quite a performance Jarl put on last night.
Sabine, might I say, you're a dab hand with them spoons. I mean, I never knew that spoons could be spooned like that.
Neither did I. I just channeled something that was just deep within me, I guess, and it just came out of me. And I have memories of doing this with them, and it worked. I'm an artist. What can I say? And she just dry heaves like, and then just shakes it off.
Push a plate of very mediocre breakfast food in Sabine's direction.
She just gives you like a salute with 2 fingers and just starts troughing away. Yeah, and Ulrich, I don't know how you did that with a stool, but you did it. Impressive.
Honestly, honestly, I'm not even sure myself. Felt like time changed around me.
Are Ulrich's marks visible?
Yeah, I don't think you've got sleeves on, do you?
No, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I barely have a top on these days.
Yeah.
So no shoes and no top. Are you literally just in your boxers?
I got like a whole like kilt thing going on. Pretty hot.
I just assumed you were in like torn up shorts like the Hulk.
No, not quite like that. Yeah.
The kilt's kind of fancy, I guess.
It is very fancy.
So these marks
anyway.
are new, right?
Yeah, so to
Yeah.
anybody that would look at him, you would instantly notice that he has like weird like burn marks on his either shoulder. Just weird.
Okay. Whoa, Ulrich, what the hell happened? You got to bed and now you're waking up with these burn marks on your shoulders? You must have got buck wild.
No. I think I got visited by some evil demon in the night, and he tried to, I don't know, take my soul, or already has my soul. I don't know. I don't really fully listen to what he says, but it's not the first time he's had a chat with me.
Do you have a name for this demon?
No. Didn't give me a name. He said, names have power and all this fancy shit.
He's not wrong.
He was like skeletal. That's not a word.
Skeletal.
He was like skeletal and
Skeletal.
had like red eyes and shit, and yeah, you know, standard demon.
You, Quinn, not so much Ulrich, because no offense, but you're dumb. The only thing that you know that is potentially tied to this was the altar of Bane, I believe it was.
Okay, as I can see, Ulysses is quizzing earnestly, and Ulrich that ship is long since sailed. I would say perhaps now would be a good time to maybe fill you in a little bit more on why we're heading where we're heading, Ulysses.
I'd be very interested in hearing this. If there is fiendish work afoot, it is my duty to oppose it.
You have come to the right place. There was
has he?
there was a bit of a run-in we had a few weeks ago now at this point, before even yourself, Owain, had joined us. It was my first experience with Ulrich and Sabine. And we had delved into some caves and to investigate some ne'er-do-wells that had taken up shop in there. As it transpired, they turned out to be followers of Bane. Is that right, Nathan? Bane?
Yeah, Bane, the Strife Emperor.
Bane, wow. Bane the Strife Emperor, no less. During the fight, Ulrich here, and I lean over just to whisper into your ear, Ulysses, to make it quite subtle. Unfortunately, I died, essentially. And then I lean back and go, got a bit hurt. And our companion at the time, Frederick, who you might have heard referred to yesterday, he, I don't know what he did in detail, but I fear that there was some dealings. I know that...
Bargaining.
Yes, I know that Bane and his ilk are quite keen on such bargains, and I fear that one was made. Again, I don't know the details, but Ulrich was somehow involved. Unfortunately, Frederick is no longer with us to share us the details of what was made, so we are operating blind. So I would welcome your input as a devout defender of things not fiendish.
DM, would the name Bane, the Strife Emperor, mean anything to me?
Make a religion check for me.
Oh, lovely. That'd be 23.
23. Yeah, so as well as the kind of the good pantheon that there is, there are also, man, this music is fucked up.
It's tripping me up.
Talking spooky shit.
There are also the evil gods, which are known as the betrayer gods, which kind of splintered off from the main pantheon and are typically opposed to anything that most of the other gods are about. Though most of them haven't had any activity recently. Though as you were coming down, you did start to hear murmurs of a couple different betrayer gods having like followings starting to like kind of pop up a little bit, which is weird.
Yeah, like you've read about them and everything, but you've never seen anyone actually worship them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. This is troubling indeed. So what lies in Monilum?
Ulrich?
Oh, for me?
Yes.
Well, as far as I can tell, I'm gonna die soon. That's kind of the feel that I'm getting. So
we're all on death's door every day, friend. Do not, take heart, have faith.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's like soon, like
This
quicker than it should be.
This bargain. I see.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
I felt a bit weird now ever since then. Like not quite right. I can't smell anything. I don't sleep very well. My body feels like it's weaker than it used to be. And I have like this pull towards the northeast, and I don't know why, but I know I have to get there, and I knew that I was going to Monilum anyway. That was how this all started, and I wanted to finish what I started, and I don't know, maybe there's something else up there waiting for me. Why else would I feel compelled to go there? I mean,
Can I burn one of my divine senses? Does Ulrich seem undead to me?
As you cast that, yeah, he is dead as a dodo. And just quickly as well for Ulrich, as you're eating and drinking this morning, can't taste anything.
Uh-oh.
Just for shits and gigs, is there anything else celestial, fiendish, or undead within 60 feet of us?
Within 60 feet of you, no.
Okay. Just Ulrich.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
This visibly unsettles Ulysses, and he doesn't get up, but he moves his chair back a bit and kind of rests his hand on his leg, and then looks at the rest of the party, and is just like, "Okay, you have you have me for the ride. I'll see to it that we'll do what we can for this poor soul."
Well, that's very kind of you. Don't expect anything from you. I mean, just a crazy bloke who met with a fucking hag on his weapon. But if you want to come along, I don't see why. I mean, the party seems pretty amicable.
Certainly. I also feel duty bound to do what is right and seek that which will cement some kind of legacy.
Legacy?
I dare
Those
say
some big words, mate.
you are an interesting case.
When he
my
says
friend.
that, Owen's ears prick up once he says legacy.
You, my friend, are an interesting case, and it would be foolish not to follow this thread.
Oh, that's never been called interesting before. I mean, that's quite nice.
Bean just like hears all this going on. She is listening, but she's like almost about to throw up in her food. But she says, with that in mind, should we really hang around here and sorry, one sec. And go to the outpost? Or should we move forward to Monilum? How long have you got, Ulrich?
I mean, the weird skeleton dude said that I didn't have very much time left at all.
Oh dear.
And this morning, I can't seem to taste any of my food. Don't know if that's any indication of death's door and all that. Like, Ulrich is taking this very lightly, like not seriously at all, and it kind of concerns all of you.
Perhaps, yes, maybe we should get a move on then.
I mean, we could always come back if I've got more time left, eh? Right?
Well, I was simply going to suggest if you're in need of coin, it seems like a simple job. But if we'd rather push forward, I'm with you, regardless what you choose.
Well, I'm easy, boys. I'm easy, everybody. What do you want to do?
I think it should be your call, Ulrich.
Yeah.
What if I might add some information to your decision? Of course, although I agree, a man's body is his own. What the outcome is? You'll die. Is that a correct assumption?
I mean, I never assume anything, Quinn. That makes an ass out of you and me. But like, I'm not an idiot. I'm not intelligent, but I'm not an idiot. And when bits of you start not working properly, and you can fuck off. I saw you, Nathan, just doing that.
I've got a lotion for that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Even an orc like myself can feel when things are starting to slip away, and
The choice is yours, of course, but however, I know which side I fall on. And I would fall on if I was in your shoes. Or breeches, as it the case is.
I mean, my dirty toesies is what you're talking about.
Doesn't wear shoes.
He doesn't wear a lot of things.
Well, I guess we press on up north then and see what awaits my mortal soul.
Right on.
Party on, Garth.
Sabine, roll a d20 for me.
Sabine vomits everywhere.
4.
Yeah, let's roll.
What? Sorry. 4. Yeah, you throw up everywhere. All the like the scrambled eggs and potatoes that you just had just come straight back up. And that's where we'll end it for this episode.
Nice.
Ah, you're totally fine, Ulrich. You're totally fine.
What was that little comment about me killing everybody? That sounds fun.
Yeah, Danlo didn't like that.
And also,
Yeah, I saw your face. I was like,
also there was a name reference. I mean, I know metagame we didn't hear it, but someone's gonna tear me through my spine. Apparently.
Yeah, Mordifus.
Yeah.
I mean, I had forgotten that during the bargaining, Frederick was like, "I know where this body is if you want it."
Yeah.
It's like, take everything. Take the kitchen fucking sink, mate.
He was a little bit desperate at that point.
Yeah. Well, you'll see what that
He's
means.
dead now, so he doesn't have to deal with it.
No,
Exactly.
You've come out of that so light, making a completely new character that is just like has nothing to lose.
Absolutely.
So we'll pick up next time with you guys doing your thing and beginning to venture up north. Well done. It was kind of like a weird like shopping, drinking episode.
Definitely level up territory, right? So
Absolutely
level
not.
11 for Sabine. Yeah.
No, if
After playing
anything,
the spoons.
Sabine goes down a level because of how much she drank.
He's lost so much constitution.
Cause permanent liver damage.
Yeah. Right, well, thank you for everybody that decided to stop by and watch. I hope you enjoyed it. If you had to dip in and out and you want to catch the whole thing, then as we said earlier, podcast on YouTube, there's places to watch it. There's also the VOD on here that you can watch at some point as well. But yeah, any kind of last minute things that anybody needs to bring up?
Well, I guess I need to start rolling a new character, isn't it? That's what I'm saying.
Well, on that note, then we will bid you all adieu. Thank you so much for stopping by. We will try and figure out some sort of, I don't know, regular time for us to do this. It's kind of a little bit weird because we're all kind of back at work now, so it fluctuates.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we will keep you posted. Thank you once again. Hope you all enjoy your evenings, and we will see you in the next episode. See y'all later.
Goodbye.
Peace.
Bye.